Oh my God, here we go again. Well, Jaguar Wright, you know what? I I still love and respect that sister, but I'm gonna say I've been a watcher of Jag for years at this point. Okay. She's always been an entertainment person to me. She's always been entertaining. But this lying situation about Jay-Z is just stupid, man. So let's just dive into it. All rights reserved. This is the Dame Call show. We're gonna have some fun tonight. I'm not feeling good. That's why I'm not going on camera tonight. I'm just kind of sick. And I don't want to show my sickness today. I just want to talk to y'all, you know what I'm saying, and do some filming. So, anyways, we're gonna tap into Jaguar Wright. I love her. I'm not gonna stop it. You can't make me stop loving me some Jaguar Wright. But I will say that when she started talking about Jay-Z and how he did this and that to her and all that, I thought she was pushing it because I remember when she first started coming around talking about Jay-Z, she was coming in a more respectful way. She was talking smack about a lot of people, but she wasn't, talking about he raped me. She went from I loved working for him, he was great, to he SA'd me. He was this evil man. And you know what? I don't know Jay-Z. I've never met Jay-Z. I've never met Beyonce. I've worked with Miss Tina. I've worked with Kelly, but I've never met the other people that judge their character. And I know it's a slippery slope trying to, go off the media because we clearly see there is a conspiracy of some sort, even if we're not very clear on exactly what the conspiracy is. I know that Puffy, Diddy, as we call him now, they've really allegedly done some crazy things, And I know that these parties exist. I'm not quite sure exactly. I've never been to a freak off, but I definitely have had friends that have been to a Diddy freak off party, allegedly. Okay. And I also have had friends that've just been to massive orgies around LA. I just know that because they've come and told me their business. I was very Church of God in Christ back then. I definitely was not going to no sex parties, but people always tell me they tea. Now I'm not a Vlad head, so I really paused to play this Vlad clip, but I'm gonna go on and play it because there's a bunch of clips I actually want to play. But if you're being entertained tonight, please feel free to donate to the Cash App. Yeah, man, don't be shy. You're being entertained tonight. That's right, you're being entertained, boo. So go on and show some support to the sister. Also, I just, let me go on and just get started. Otherwise, I'm gonna talk myself out of this. Hold up, let me go. Now I'm gonna press this Vlad crap, but he's not the real source. You know what? I'm getting mad just talking about him. So he is no one to get anything from. Let me go on and go here.
Well,
Here we go.
because the Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded
hold
the
on.
surviving.
Now, this information that Jag bust on Pierce Morgan, that was, first of all, some G shit. Second of all, it was true. The shit she's talking about is very, very true about Dream Hampton and how they set up R. Kelly like that. Not saying R. Kelly didn't deserve to get set up, but I'm just saying when Jay-Z is doing or is backing or financially behind that, I really think that is a very slippery slope because we know Jay-Z and R. Kelly was very close. And at one point, they had 2 albums. They did music videos together and a tour. So this part of what Jag is talking about is real. Now, I pondered to think that when, Jag started getting in front of these cameras, she just started losing herself. You know what I mean? Because if you go back a couple of years, if you was paying attention to Night and Day Media, that was the spot. Night and Day Media always had her on. And, she was talking about how Clive Davis was chasing her and Jay-Z blew up her car. Y'all remember that? And the husband at the time, Goomba Head, was saying, let's just say he wasn't in agreement with that. Okay. And again, back then in 2022, Jag was tripping out. I was riding with her for a minute because she had reached out to me, Nosy Ho, a few other bloggers, Tokyo Tony, a whole bunch of us. And she had some extremely wonderful plans with us. She was trying to connect a lot of the Black creators together. And I thought that was brilliant. But when she started going to Chicago, doing too much, um, remember that for my real heads out there, y'all remember when Jag went up to Chicago and she was cussing out everybody in the airport? Y'all remember when she went to Arizona, the car so-called blew up. And then when she went to Texas and she was talking about Bobby with the fentanyl cocaine and all this. Y'all remember all them excerpts? Y'all remember all that? And she was back then saying Clive Davis was chasing her. Back then she was saying Jay-Z was doing this and that. But do y'all remember way back when Jag was saying she really liked Jay-Z and that she had a great experience with Jay-Z when she was, I'm going to try to find that. I don't really know if I have time to do that tonight. But before I, have my situation tomorrow with Musa Bakir, Musa Bakir is going to be my guest host tomorrow. We're going to go over a whole bunch of current events. I'm so excited. Musa, we call him Moo Moo on Facebook. He is hilarious. I mean, he's really got this thing about Kendrick Lamar, and that's what we're really going to get into tomorrow. Kendrick Lamar and this Drake stuff. He's a hoot. He really dislikes Kendrick Lamar. And so we're going to have some fun with that tomorrow. But anyway, I mentioned Musa. His father is Donald Bakir, the one who wrote the book and the movie South Central. Remember the movie South Central? That's his father. And I've been acquainted with that family for a good minute. I remember when I was in college, Cal State Long Beach, I'm really going way off of this. But anyway, they had us have a field trip to go meet Mr. Bakir. He was a teacher. He worked over at Washington High School. Shout out South Central Washington High in the house. And he was a teacher there and we had a field trip. But anyway, back to this. So tomorrow, that's what's happening. But right now, I'm really annoyed with Jaguar Wright, man. Damn, Jag, dude. We almost at the, not even finish line. We almost at the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of the line. And you coming up in here muddying the freaking waters with your big mouth, talking all this stupid shit on Storm Monroe. Now, I'm going to play some clips from Storm Monroe. I'm going to play some clips from AT2. He's the one that really caught Jag in her lies. And she came on his live and tried to say it was AI. But we're going to get into that. Hold on. Let me see what y'all saying. Jag makes the real victims look bad. What up, Roblox Head, Leslie Headland? Yes. Yeah, I just don't think the audience is buying the whole. I think that we are still riding with the fact that Jay-Z and Diddy are nasty. I don't think people are getting distracted from that, but you're right. What up, Victoria? What up? You say, I turned on Jag big time. I knew she was lying when she accused her husband of being an agent. Well, I will tell you, a lot of the things that are valid about what Jag is saying, she's gotten from other sources, not from her own head. Okay, like the whole reason we even met was because she was saying stuff specifically that I specifically said about Nicki Minaj on my channel. And when I noticed she was repeating some stuff that I was saying on Night and Day Network, that's when I was like in the chat, like, hey, that sounds familiar. Let's read, and then she hit me up and, we talked and I was like, I don't mind doing research for you. You know what I'm saying? I could do research, but to be just completely taking stuff from my channel, let me know that she must do that to other people too. And no shade to this sister. Again, I don't want to come off two-faced or hypocritical toward Jaguar Wright. She's a very conflicted person to me. On the one hand, I respect her boldness, her outspokenness. But then I don't like when she's exaggerating about certain things because it causes confusion and we can't have that. This is too important for people as a whole to, understand with this woman coming out. Yeah, he raped me. I know 5 other people who, don't come on, Jag, man. She did so great on Piers Morgan, though. A lot of the stuff was very to the point. But when she was talking about how he literally from what the Sony rep and I, if y'all go back on one of my podcasts, and you see when that Sony rep, a person from Sony came on my channel, and she was talking about how Jag really, she goes this close to the truth and then she flips it. It's just really weird. Let's see, what are you saying? Exactly, thank you. She takes other people's testimonies and make it her own. That's the big issue, man. It's like you really muddying up the one. Now, you know what? Later tonight, I'm gonna talk about. I mean, I guess I could do it now. I'm not doing it now. The girl, the so-called 13-year-old accuser, who is 38 now. She is coming off as if she's lying. I don't believe she's necessarily lying. I really don't. Either she's not lying and she was drugged up and has autism, and her daddy is probably like 70 plus years old and doesn't remember. Because whenever you talk to your parents, sometimes if they did something to you as a kid, ask your own parents. I've said, Mama, do you remember when you hit me or whatever shit? And she'll be like, I don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes parents don't necessarily remember the shit they did to you. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get into that on my next one, which is coming up in like a couple hours. But back to Jag, man, I'm really disappointed. It really irritates me to no end, because she really was this close to going mainstream to a degree, because nobody really knows if Jay-Z is guilty or not. You know what I'm saying? About that particular situation. Now, we could get into Ramir. I was going to get into that. I'm going to get into that. The little brother who claims Jay-Z is his father. His mother was 15 when Jay-Z got with her. She had him when she was 16. Rest in peace to her. And that would prove, if this lawyer Busby takes this case, then they could prove, and then allegedly Foxy Brown was like 15 when he got with her, and then there's like other women allegedly that he has signed, like BB Rexa. Y'all remember BB Rexa? That's the girl whose voice is on that Rihanna song. Remember that? Woo, 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 Monster, I think. I don't remember it now. But BB Rexa was signed when she was 15. Jay-Z signs 15-year-olds. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? He signed Rihanna when she was 15. He signed, what's that other chick in England that looks like a white Rihanna? What's her name? That wore the lemons on her boobs when Beyonce came out with lemon. I forget her name. Anyway, she was a teenager too. He likes signing teenage girls. Oh, Tierra Marie, another teenage girl he signed, That doesn't necessarily mean he's a nasty man, though. That just means he probably likes signing the youth. They say he was a mentor type. I can't say if he did or did anything with these young ladies. Even Aaliyah, allegedly, she was 19, 18 when they started kind of hanging out, 20. You know what I'm saying? Which baffles me, because that means if they want to keep it real, he was dating Beyonce and Aaliyah around the same time, quiet as kept. Because, Beyonce allegedly is a couple of years younger than Aaliyah. Aaliyah was born in 79. Beyonce was born in 81. And they even allegedly saying Brandy was fucking around with Jay-Z for many years when she was a teenager, for like 10 years. Allegedly. Okay, I don't know none of this. These are all gossip. But if this offends you, get the fuck off my channel, because that's what we doing over here. We gossiping, we talking shit. That's what we doing. So if you can't handle it, just click out now, because that's what we doing. All right. So, I mean, that's my warning. Maybe I should put it up here. Like, this is what we doing. We up in here speculating, talking shit. You know why? Because at the end of the day, Jay-Z and fucking Puff Daddy, Sean Combs and Sean, whatever fuck his name, they ruined hip hop for us, man. They really purposely did that. They destroyed that shit. Whether it was by they whack ass, ugly ass, shiny suit bullshit, or if they just deliberately block people from getting on because they didn't want to have anal sex. You know what I'm saying? They fucked it off, allegedly. You know what I mean? But that's my belief, just based on observation. Because if you really think about when hip hop really started fucking up, it was like 94. You know what I'm saying? Like 94. 95, around there. Like, even though Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and all them came out around that time, and My Stupid Ass Ex-Husband, Volume 10, Pistol Grip Pump, shout out. The music, wasn't completely off the grid of conscious rap, which was Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teachers, the Boogie Monsters, Public Enemy. Did I say Public Enemy? X-Clan, so many others. You know what I mean? There was a Bahamadia cracking. There was that chick that sang 5 o'clock in the morning. What you gonna do outside on the corner? You know what I'm saying? get yourself together. You remember that song? Get yourself together. Anyway, you know, there was good shit popping. And then these fools got in control. I would say Puffy initially, and then the Biggie and Tupac deaths. That was kind of almost the death of hip hop. Thankfully, Nas was popping. You know what I mean? But even in that, there was a Big L. Sean Price ain't around no more. There was some real dope hip hop coming out of New York at one point. Let me see what y'all saying over here. He said, I'm sorry. Roblox Head says, I'm sorry. If a 15-year-old consents to being in a relationship, she's not a victim. A 15-year-old is at the age of accountability. I agree with that, depending on the 15-year-old. It really does depend, okay? But I like that you said that. Let's not play innocent here, okay? My son is 15. I remember being 15, okay? There are some mature 15, but see, here's the thing about that, Roblox. As the adult, one is supposed to be the responsible one. Now, we know a lot of people aren't doing that, but in theory, that is supposed to be the thought. That's why we're not supposed to date people under 18, because they're really not mature enough to make those type of decisions. You know what I'm saying? Not really. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even wiping their ass right. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really, you know what I'm saying? But I know what you're saying. As I've mentioned on other podcasts, in California in particular, you can become an emancipated adult at 14. I told you that because Corey Feldman and other actors have done that because they didn't want their parents controlling their money. Because a lot of these parents were stealing the money. So that's word up. And I know this, Roblox, because I hung out with all those celebrity kids in the 80s and I used to party with them. And y'all probably heard my stories before. Hold on, I got a cough. Hold on. So that is very valid. Okay, but 13 is not the fucking same as 15, nor is 18. 18 is different than 15. 15 is different than 13. And then, of course, 13 is different than 8. You know what I'm saying? Like some motherfuckers like fucking on little 8 and 10-year-olds too. That's a whole nother story. What up, OG Patrice? What up? Oh, yeah, Audrey, girl, Patrice, girl. Wait, hold up. I'm putting the link up in this motherfucker. Hold up. Because Patrice is one of the OG, hence the name, who remembers. I know you remember when motherfucking Jag was saying all this crazy shit about Puffy. Hold up. Let me put the link up in here. Hold up. Hold up. Control V. Hold up. I need some witnesses to this because this is a fact. Like, I'm not the only one who remembers when Jag was first. She was cool. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. My V is stuck. Hold up. It's not letting me do it. But when I can, I will. Hold up. Brandy was messing with Wanye. Now, I know this for a fact because I was around Wanye and Brandy when that was popping. How was I around them? Well, in 1997, okay, Coolio was my manager. Okay, he was my manager. Rest in peace, Coolio, from 1994 to 1998. But he didn't get me the deal with Boyz II Men. I got the deal with Boyz II Men because I was an extra in a video. I told y'all I used to do music videos all the time. And one of my homegirls, Natasha, shout out Natasha, wherever you are, she ended up blowing up, y'all. She ended up working with Aaliyah and Kidada Jones with that whole Tommy Hilfiger shit. But anyway, me and Natasha went up to the food area where Boyz II Men was because they had gave the extra some raggedy ass food. And I was like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. So I went into the area we ain't supposed to be in, but because we was cute, they let us do that. And we ate food from the Boyz II Men area. So then these dudes was hitting drum. This one dude was playing like a drum on the table, like a boom, go. So then I started freestyling. I started busting a rap. And then I noticed each of the Boyz II Men dudes came around and, they was like, oh my God, that was really dope. How, we were looking for artists for our label, whoop-de-whoop. So then I gave them, okay, my friend Basim, shout out Basim, Abdelaziz. He's a photographer. He got me Johnny Cochran's people. Johnny Cochran's people became my lawyer, and we would contact each other through that. So whenever Boyz II Men would come to town, I would go hang out with them. I would go meet them at the Le Mondrian Hotel, which is the big hotel every celebrity and their mama would be at. Okay, that's Snoop, that's Warren G, that's everybody. But the Boyz II Men dude was there. And Brandy one time, we used to meet out a bunch of times. Whenever Boyz II Men would come to LA, I would meet with them. I went with them to the Jay Leno when they performed. I went with them to Tower Records on Sunset Boulevard when they did like a record signing, album signing. And we used to meet up. They used to make me babysit their groupie hoes. Yeah, like when they would have meetings or they had shit to do, they'd have me in this room. They'd be like, "Can you keep an eye on like 3 or 4 hoes that they'd be messing with?" And I'd be sitting there asking these hoes, like, and they'd be telling me all these stories about who they had sex with, and I'd be like, "Wow, you okay? Oh my god, I had sex with JoJo and Casey. Oh my god, they tell me all this shit." And by the time I ended up talking through, by the time Boys to Men dudes would come back around, the hoes wasn't trying to be fucking. So then they started calling me PhD, player hater. It was the first time people was using that back then in '97, player hater. Remember that, player hater? But because I'd be like, do you really get your self-esteem by having sex with famous men? All that kind of shit, breaking them down and shit. And by the time they came back, they'd be like, I don't want to do it to you. I want to have a real relationship. But anyway, one time when I was meeting with them at the Le Mondrian, there was Brandy. And me and Brandy went to the same high school. Okay. Brandy went to Hollywood High too. But I'm a little older than Brandy. So I didn't know her when we went to Hollywood High, but that was the way we connected back then. And we had to wait around because the Boys to Men dudes was in a meeting with their manager and she was getting really annoyed and impatient. So me and her just chilling, waiting. So me and her talking, you know what I'm saying? She was doing Moesha at the time. I think she was like 16. This was in 1997. So however old she was in 97. And Wanye was there, you know what I'm saying? And so I was fully aware of that, but that wasn't really my business like that. And I didn't give a fuck. Like a lot of teenagers back then dated grown ass men. So that wasn't like so odd. Like it wasn't that big a deal back then. It's a big deal now, but back then it really wasn't. But that's how I know they was dating because I was there. Okay. But moving on, let's see what else. Hey, Tamika. Oh, oh my God. I am such a fan. Sean Davy Way. Oh my God. I love you. He's one of my favorite of all time. Anyway, and Sean Davy Way had Jag on the show quite a few, back in the day. So he is also a witness to the fact that Jag was a lot jagging, as I call it. Jag was jagging. 1 minute she be talking, and again, she got a lot of information from my channel, which is bizarre. But I noticed that. Oh my God, Sean Davy Way. Oh my God. Let me stop fanning out. Okay. Anyway, Nonchalant. Nonchalant. That was her name. 5 o'clock in the morning. Yep. Wiping their ass. They not. Laylee, what up? Peace, everybody. Peace. And remember, Adina Howard was dating Wanye at the same time. That's a fact. Because I remember Adina Howard around too. And that was such a contrast to me. Because Brandy was kind of, I won't say innocent, but more innocent than Adina Howard. And no shade to Adina Howard. Shout out. I remember her too. And I remember her because I was dating this guy who used to work at Solar Records as the engineer. Solar Records ended up where the part where Death Row was originally. So I remember my ex at the time telling me he would find blood on the mirrors in the recording studio because he remembers when they tied Eazy-E up and beat him up and all that. Yeah, Suge Knight allegedly. Although my ex was he was there. Okay, not there when they beat up Eazy-E, but he saw the blood. You know what I'm saying, on the walls and shit. Like it was real. Like they really did jack Eazy-E. Like they really did. I know that. I did see the blood on the wall. I used to go up to Solar Records all the time. But anyways, let's get to this. I knew she was nuts. Don Rashad says, I knew she was nuts when she was rubbing her son's ashes on her face. Woo! Okay, so you know what, Don? That's what I'm saying. Like those of us who have witnessed Jaguar throughout the years, we know of her fucking shenanigans, man. And it's like you be riding with her, she's so intriguing. She tells these stories in such a fucking way that makes you want to get in, And then she'll flip it and be like on the one hand, she'll be telling some real good spit, like, yeah, whoopty wop. And then the next place she'll be like, and he touched me and he put his, and she'll talk in this way, and you just be, man, she's fucking up though. Brandy was goofy, yeah. But she was cool. I can't say nothing negative about Brandy. I've seen her throughout the years. Okay. She used to go to Agape, which is this big Christian center in LA where all the celebrities go. And, she supported my music. I can't really diss or talk smack about Brandy. I love Brandy. And she's an OG at this point, you know what I mean, in the music world. So I would never disrespect her. But I will tell you that is the rumor. They say Brandy had been messing around with Jay-Z a lot since the late 90s for like 10 years or something like that, allegedly, off and on, whatever. I know bipolar schizophrenia when I see it. She could pull you into a story though. See, that's the thing though. Okay, Jaguar is like Orlando Brown. So that goes in with I ain't even played a clip yet, and y'all already knowing what's up. Like that's so funny. Bomber League says, "What happened? I'm just tuning in. I'm sorry, but they are all actors doing damage control." Okay, so that's that's the frustration I'm pretty sure a lot of us have, okay? Because on the one hand, we know Jay-Z grimy. We know it. Beyonce told us with Lemonade. She told us how grimy Jay-Z was. We knew he was fucking on Gwyneth Paltrow when they was all friends and shit. You can't find a picture of Gwyneth Paltrow with Jay-Z and Beyonce now. But we all know, allegedly, that you remember that you know who Gwyneth Paltrow, that blonde white chick. Beyonce and her was so close at one point. This is the tea I heard. I'm about to tell some tea. So I even did a podcast on that too. But Beyonce and Jay-Z was on tour and Gwyneth was with them. They were so close. Their kids used to play together, all that shit. But this is allegedly what happened in this one. I think it was in France or one of these countries. They did a show later that night together too. It's crazy. I think it was the On the Run tour, allegedly. So allegedly, Beyonce actually caught Jay-Z and Gwyneth Paltrow messing around, and she started squabbing on Jay-Z to the point where the bodyguards got in, and the bodyguards started squabbing too. Can you imagine? Can you visualize that? Beyonce and Jay-Z's bodyguards started fighting. Jay-Z and Beyonce was fighting, and then she beat the shit out of Gwyneth Paltrow. Yes, she did, honey. Don't let the cute little pretty face fool you. That bitch is an athlete. Don't get it twisted. But anyway, that's alleged. But that's and then later that night, Beyonce and Jay-Z still did their motherfucking show. And that's why when you look at certain clips, you can see that she's mad as fuck. But you can see it in her eyes, even if she smiles. If you go back to some On the Run clips when they were in Europe, especially, go check out them clips. That's a alleged fact. Alleged. Okay, let's get back in here. Hold on. Jaguar is Orlando. Be careful with that though, Drex, because Orlando, even though he be talking crazy too, alleged, he be talking real spit. Remember, Orlando been around since he was a little boy. He not talking about grown ass Orlando getting fucked in the ass. He talking about when he was Major Payne age, Orlando was hanging around Diddy and Jay-Z and Will Smith and going to them parties. So that's what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? He ain't talking about grown teenage Disney Channel, or he could be, but I pretty much know there's pictures of Orlando, or used to be pictures of Orlando with Diddy when he was like 9-10 years old and stuff. So if he calling him uncle, whatever he call him, he might have, I can't speak on Orlando. I really just can't. You know what I mean? Lilu Bell, hi, I enjoy the way you tell a story. I like your speaking style. Thank you. Imagine when I'm not actually sick. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get into this clip. There's a bunch of them. We're gonna pause here and there. We're gonna chat. Let's get into it.
R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the
For those who just tuning in, by the way, this part of what the shit she's saying is valid. You know what I mean? This shit she's saying right here is valid. And we was all kind of riding with her. We was all kind of like, yeah, beat the beast, get the beast. Yeah. And then I personally knew when this silly ass lady was talking about, first it went from, yeah, Jay-Z, he's cool. Whoop-de-wop. I did Soul Cry or whatever, Song Cry on MTV. Even the Sony chick told us she was really just a substitute for Mary J. Blige that particular evening. Mary J. was kind of sick or something. Jaguar Wright was called in. They did the one hit, one time. He took a couple pictures with her. That was really fucking it. She ain't hang out with Jay-Z. Jay-Z ain't hanging out with Jaguar fucking Wright. You know what I'm saying? He ain't. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But then it becomes, now he doing this to you. Now he doing that to you. Yeah, come on. I will give Jay-Z that credit. He ain't fucking with no Jaguar Wright on no sexual level. I don't think so. I'm sorry. And no shade to her, but no. Let's check this out though. And then we're gonna move on. Hold on. Let me get this. Oh, come on.
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup.
I mean, that's
true.
It was
a scam.
That is true.
I'm saying that now.
He's right.
Publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail, get his lick back.
Now, I would agree with that. Now, I wouldn't say he funded the Me Too motherfucking movement. That's come on now. That's that exaggerating bullshit she be doing. But Jay-Z was behind the whole R. Kelly documentary. And you got to ask yourself, why? Why would he invest in that? You know, allegedly they were friends. Is it because he was bitter about Aaliyah? What's really behind that shit right there? Let's keep going.
Back.
Hold up.
Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly.
All rights reserved. This is the Tommy Cole Show. This is for educational, for real, educational and informational purposes based off the Copyright Act of 1976, Section 107, NCBD, and all that. R, copyright, boom.
How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
Guess they on vacation.
But that's not all. She also had something to say about Aaliyah's death, claiming that she was allegedly unalived by Beyonce.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
Okay, see, that's when she just fucking went over the edge with the shit. You can't say shit like that without really fucking having proof about some shit. Because I you know, this is where, see, the next podcast I'm gonna do tonight is just specifically about the little alleged 13-year-old now autism having woman who's from Alabama who, you know, says this and that. We're gonna get into that later because that's a whole nother rabbit hole. But that's where we get the convoluted from, because if this 13-year-old girl made this lawsuit and she said Jay-Z and Puffy allegedly did this and that to her, but there was a female celebrity, why ain't they just naming the female celebrity then if it's an alleged lie? So there's, okay, so I'm gonna just keep playing. Hold on, because I'm so excited. There's other shit I gotta play. Hold up. Let's keep going.
They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
what do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Ford?
people against their will, putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane, unconscious. There's a lot of things.
See, that's misleading too, even because allegedly Aaliyah did allegedly get on the plane. You know, somebody gave her a sleeping pill because she was nervous about getting on the plane, which don't make no sense to me personally, because I remember Fatima Robinson talking about it back in the day. And I don't recall her telling nothing about popping no pill up in no Aaliyah. What I remember, and I remember this shit because number one, I've worked with Aaliyah. Number two, I worked with Fatima a few times. And based off the energy and character I remember, Fatima never mentioned Aaliyah was asleep. What I remember was Fatima mentioning that she had got an emergency call. Like really, like they were like, hey, you need to hurry up back. And back then, I do remember them actually saying, I ain't hear shit about no Dame Dash back then. What I heard was they said it was R. Kelly. They said R. Kelly was in the hospital or something happened to R. fucking Kelly. They ain't mentioning that part. That's what the fuck I remember. And I, for those who don't know who I am, let me just let you know, I am an artist who is, I've done a lot of work with over 120 some odd music videos back in the day, back in the 90s and early 2000s. So if you go check me out, I'm in the Aaliyah video. I'm in Back and Forth. I work with her. They didn't tell us it was an Aaliyah video. They told us it was an R. Kelly video. R. Kelly was there. And it was her birthday. And I remember that. It was in 1994. It was in January. And this is how we met. We met because the extras, we were getting dressed in the bathroom. It was very low budget. They only paid us $20. Okay. But this real nice, cute little girl was there. And I don't know, I'm a big mouth. So I get to talking. And for some reason, she started talking to me. And she said, this is my video. And I said, what? And I said, what's your name? And she said, Aaliyah. And I said, a what? I ain't never heard no name like Aaliyah before. And she was like, yeah, today's my birthday. I'm turning 15, which tripped me out because beautiful girl, beautiful face, cool vibe, great energy, no body shape. Like she was literally shaped like a 9 or 10-year-old girl. So I was like, wow, they're really going to try to make that sexy. And they did. They really did. So, but I would see her off and on throughout the years. I saw her another time after the whole thing when she got married. You know, I saw her at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles on La Brea and Pico, and she was with her dad. And I went up to her table because that's what I did back then. I'd be like, hey, excuse me, I don't know if you remember me. Because she picked me. Aaliyah picked me to come in the scene with her. So if you go back and look at Back and Forth, and you know that part when it goes, that part where there's a little girl, a woman, me, it's me coming in the scene. She had me come in the scene with her. She told Fatima, I want her to come in the scene with me. So that's what the fuck happened. But the way they edit it, it don't necessarily look like that. But you'll see me for about a second or two, and I'm making my mouth go like this. I'm going, hey, because I like that track. I was like, hey. So that's the facial expression you'll see when you go back to that video. But anyway, even back then, we were saying, ugh, on the set because R. Kelly back then was 27. I was 21 at the time. I was 21. Aaliyah was turning 15. He was 27. And I'm from Chicago. So my cousin, shout out Lil Pat, she was in the music scene in Chicago. And they already had a buzz about R. Kelly because, you know, 12 Play was incredible. R. Kelly was very respected. And, you know, but he was back then they were saying a nigga had herpes and he was a nasty man. So I already was like, okay. Plus he only paid us $20. The fuck? So, you know, I was already side-eyeing R. Kelly anyway. But could we tell they were messing around at the time? Not really. However, I think we kind of figured that out by the end of the, you know, when you're on video sets, you'd be on music video sets for like 15 hours. I don't know if y'all know that. You could tell, you know, you could tell what was up. And I was just like, ugh, you know, because he was just not attractive to me. All these niggas, Jay-Z's ugly, Diddy's ugly, R. Kelly's not cute either. I don't know what the fuck. Okay, anyway, let me see. Why protect the identity of someone who watched you get R-worded? Word. Elite Leo says, when she first popped back up on the scene a few years ago, I believed her. After a couple of months, she started spiraling, and then I realized she's just a damn liar. See? And then she makes Sean Davis wait. You know, I'm glad he cut her off back in it. He was trying to help her so much when she was going through her court shit. But then she was getting him all fucked up. Then she went over, you know, Storm Monroe, Tasha K, all these people, they gave her a big platform to talk on. And, you know, Storm was really riding with the girl, you know what I mean? And then, you know, it's like a deflated balloon and shit, you know? Let's keep going. Tortoise James says, the whole concept that being a celebrity makes you incapable of committing heinous crimes is very adolescent. Thank you. They have poor character, just like, you know, it's just like religion. Just like there's good Christians, bad Christians, good Muslims, bad Muslims. There's good celebrities and there's bad celebrities, you know? And I think it's really crazy that they take the time to just try to make only these couple of dudes look kind of crazy. But I'm pretty sure at this point, a lot of you have heard at this time, the industry as a whole is just a cesspool of bullshit. Like, I will give thanks that Coolio, rest in peace. If you go check out the interview he did with me, he did his last interview with me, y'all. He really did. Bless his heart. And I love Coolio. He never hit on me. He never got with me. He never tried to get on me. He was a very good manager. He had a good spirit. And guess how I met him? I was rolling out with Warren G and Snoop Dogg, actually. They were opening for Coolio. And I was in a group called the 5 Footers. Shout out 5 Footers, Ned Love, Josh Skills, Cobra Red, Knee High. And Coolio was backstage and everybody was meeting and greeting. And, you know, I got the gift of gab. I just talked. I was like, what up, Coolio? Whatever. I don't remember what I said, but I just let him know I'm an artist. And he was like, well, I'm starting to manage people and come see me. And he gave me his number, told me to come meet him at Def Jam West. Thank you. In California, LA. And I did. And the rest is history. We'll talk about that another time. But Coolio was already speaking on all this on my podcast to the point where, dude, man, I was actually getting nervous, man. He was talking so heavy. He was talking about killing pedophiles and shit on my channel, dude. I was nervous. And even YouTube kind of blocked, I won't say block, but they don't let that come just out. Like, you click on my channel, you'll see the Coolio interview, but it was moving at first, but then certain clips, they literally took off. Like, I've posted certain things with the Coolio interview or some British company, like some British podcasters, took some clips from me and Coolio, and they deleted that shit off YouTube. So go figure. Go figure. Okay. Anyway, Lilu Bell says, I've been in a few too, but always by chance. Okay. Damn, only $20. Yeah. So R. Kelly was cheap and Puffy was cheap. I worked with Diddy for 3 days. Okay. We did. Okay. So let me tell you the price range back then for extras. That's all I did during college. That's how I paid my rent. That's how I ate. I would do music videos. I've worked with Hype Williams too. That whole story is just weird to me. If Lenny Kravitz, y'all help me out, y'all. If Lenny Kravitz was the one who literally was like, hey, Aaliyah, use my private fucking jet, how the hell did Hype Williams end up flying it? Now, I riding in it. Now, I know Jaguar has brought that up too. Ain't nobody heard from Hype Williams. I'd really like for Hype Williams to answer that fucking question. Like, how the hell did you end up with the plane? Who told you could take the plane? And I will tell you, I did not like Hype Williams. I didn't like his energy. I thought he was whack. I thought he was very cocky and arrogant. I never liked Hype Williams. You know, I worked with all the directors. I worked with all of them. I've worked with Seth Meyers. I've worked with, not Seth Meyers. I forget his name, Myers. But I've worked with every director. Paul Hunter. You know, Paul Hunter's the one that did on and on and on and on. My side keep moving like a rolling stone for Erykah Badu. Among many, many, many others. But he did Hypnotize. I was on the set. Okay, that's another story. I was on the set with Biggie and all of them. Rest in peace. Around the time, you know, his last video, I was on the set of that. Yeah, Puffy was hella cheap. So I worked with Puffy in like 1996, 97 with Mace. It was Mace's video, Hold Me Down. You could see me at the 5-minute, 30-second mark or some shit. But Eddie Griffin was on the set. Biggie was on the set. So I met them there. At that time when we were doing music videos, you could get paid $100, $125, $150. You know, that was pretty cool change back then. But Puffy only paid us 50 fucking bucks. He paid us $50. And you take the job because you do want the experience. You do want to work with these people. But he was cheap as fuck. And he worked us for 3 days. It was $50 a day. Okay. Now, Snoop, when I worked with Snoop, I did It's a Doggy Dog Well. Dog Brown was the party. Anyway. They were so old school on that set. Somebody, I think Snoop's mama made a big ass pot of spaghetti for the extras. And I might have got like 30, 40 bucks for that too, honestly. That was the I remember that big ass pot of spaghetti. I was like, what the hell is this? Because you know, every video set is different. I work with Master P too. Master P, I know this is we're talking about Jaguar. I'm gonna stay focused, but it's all connected. It's all related. I'm just giving you who I am. I'm just letting you know I'm not just talking off the fucking side of my neck. I've worked with these people. I work with Heavy D. I stopped a fight on the set of the Heavy D set. But anyway, I work with everybody, man. I've worked with almost every fucking body. So that's my point. I've worked with these people and I've gotten to see their character. I've gotten to tap in. I mean, you may be like, how do you do that? How do you know? But no, I'm that one. I'm that extra that would go doing too much. I was that. You got me on a motherfucking set for 12 to 15 to 20 hours. I'm eating in your food area. I'm doing what you. I'm sitting in your motherfucking trailer. I'm doing what you're doing because I'm not about to be. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be doing good. So Master P, for example, he was a good man, a good businessman. When we did with him, I worked with him in a movie too. I worked with him on what's that movie he did with Snoop? I'm in that. I played the bartender. But anyway, bartender. But anyway, good man. So, like for example, here's a good character, right? You can tell a lot about a person by the character. So when we work with Master P, for example, when it got to that 12th hour, all of us were tired, and they was only paying us like $125, right? $125. So a lot of the extras was feeling like, and it was all girls, it was all women. We were all like dressed in fatigues and shit. I was like, hey, we need more money. And the extras was nervous because they didn't want to ask for more money. And I was like, fuck that. So I went to the knocking on the trailer like, hey, we need more money. Like, y'all got us in working still, you know, we going in the 14th hour and shit. And they were like, yeah, well, we ain't giving y'all no more money. And I was like, I went back to the extras and I said, hey, we could do a coup. There is no video without us. So that's basically what I went back and told them. I said, you need to ask Master P if he's willing to pay us more money. And they relayed the info to Master P, and I was like, we ain't going back on set till y'all pay us more. And he did. He could have been like, fuck y'all, but he didn't. He paid us more. He upped our pay, and that was cool. That was cool. So you learn a lot about these people just being around. Like, I was on a Mac 10 set. It even smelled like booty cheeks on the Mac 10 set. He had strippers in his set. I wasn't in that video. I don't fuck with Mac 10 like that. But my homegirl, Kidada Jones, that's Quincy Jones' daughter. Y'all know that's the one Aaliyah was close to. She was my homegirl back when we was teenagers, But anyway, Kidada was doing like the styling on that set. They was filming on Crenshaw at what's the name of that comedy club right next to Jack in the Box? LA folks know what I'm talking about. Mavericks Flat. They was filming at Mavericks Flat. And I was actually visiting Kidada on the set, but I went on in Mavericks Flat, and they had all these stripper poles and these stripper hoes, and it smelled like straight stank ass. It smelled like nasty. So that showed his character, and they was messing with the chicks. They was, man. Mac 10 and all them, they was flirting with the nasty hoes and doing whatever they do. They grown though. But that showed his character. I worked with Jermaine Dupri. He's a weasel. I don't like Jermaine. Well, I don't know how he is now, but when I worked with him, he was disgusting. He was nasty. Okay. He was talking to the women all nasty, and I peeped his character. I couldn't believe Janet Jackson got with that nasty weasel. But that's my point. That's why I mentioned you can tell a lot about people by their character, like by how they treat the people on the set and all that kind of shit. So, okay, back to Jag. So working with Jag, I really thought that it was going to be a good experience. But then when she started doing that crazy shit, burning the car and cussing out people in Chicago at the airport and blowing her son's ashes all over the place, I was over it. I was really kind of like, I'm stepping back from this shit. But I try to, still keep positive thoughts about the sister, because a lot of the stuff she said was valid, but then it'd be mixed in with bullshit. So then it's like, you're gonna fuck up the whole like situation. But I don't think we're that dumb. I don't think we the audience, we black people, hip hop heads, I don't think we're dumb. I think we really still know Jay-Z got poor character, and that even if he didn't do nothing with this autistic chick, he definitely was a nasty ass motherfucker. You can't hang out with Puffy and not be nasty. I birds of a feather. Hey, what's up, Shroom Santos? What up? What up, RT Bell? What up? Now she done fell out with Storm. Yeah, and Storm is cool as shit, man. I like Storm Monroe a lot. I know some people may have their issues with Storm, but he's entertaining, and that's really all we need, right? Like, I don't need to know Storm Monroe. Like, I think he's cool. I think he's cool as people. But anyway, I work with Casey and JoJo too. And let me tell you the Casey and JoJo story. So Casey, we had to sit around for 7 hours because KC was so drunk he couldn't come on set. So we had to sit around till his ass sobered out. And they paid me. I was featured in this one. So if you ever go look at Casey and JoJo, fee, fi, fo, fum, you'll see me in there. Okay. But anyway, but you could tell their character, man. You could fucking tell their poor ass character. Let's see. Without the constraint, Bomber League says, without the constraints on Satan, their deception is being revealed. There isn't anything new under the sun. Yes, sir. You ever met or seen Whitney Houston? Oh, no. I really would have loved to have done that. I've never met Whitney Houston. They kept me in hip hop videos, except I did work with Mick Jagger. I did. That was dope. I called him Professor. And then I did work with Buck Cherry. I don't know if y'all remember Buck Cherry from the 90s, but I did work with them too. Because I had a unique look. I was like one of the only hip hop kids that was rocking a fro back then. I had a red afro, and people wasn't really doing that in hip hop yet. They was all picking the light skinned, curly haired, long haired chicks. All right, you ever met her? No. Okay, here we go. Damn, Megan. What up, Megan? Exactly. Why doesn't he? Yeah. Sound like slave wages. Yeah, they definitely exploited the fuck out of us. I worked with Bone multiple times. Like I work with man, I can't think about their names right now, but I worked with like a couple of them a couple of times, and they were cool as fuck, drunk as fuck, cool as fuck though. Let me see, unbelievable. Yeah, I met Whitney Houston. She sung to my What? Bomber League? What? I met Whitney Houston. She sung to my son while she was pregnant. Greatest love of all. She asked me to delete it, and 3 months later, nobody hit the notes. Oh, wow. And that goes into the Ray J shit. Like, man, that's a whole nother story for another fucking day. Ray J, man. We'll talk about that another day. Not met her, but it was a blessing for my son. It was a brief 5 minutes. Oh, that's dope. That's really dope. He's being a hypocrite. Now, Jay-Z, okay, now let me, there's just so much I want to show y'all. I just could not, I'm just too excited. So Miss Lowdown, that's another lady I like very much. She goes in on, is this chick a plant? And I can roll with that. Like, I'm starting to believe that damn, that's going off track. I did not want to get into that. Let me not get into that. But I'll get onto that in my next one, which is coming up in a couple hours. But basically, Ms. Lowdown is saying that that 13-year-old whatever is maybe a Jay-Z plant. Like, have y'all thought about that? Like, all of a sudden, like he can muddy up the waters. Like Jag is right. Jay-Z is brilliant. The nigga is smart. He got street smarts. I mean, when these white Jewish execs hired these Negro dope dealer criminals to run Def Jam and other major corporations, they knew the character of these people when they hired them. I mean, think about it. First of all, Russell Simmons was a hustler. Okay, they won't say it, but the nigga was selling weed and whatever fuck at the clubs, gay clubs, by the way. The Hip Hop's Foundation, I've come to learn, is based off homosexual pedophiles. Yes, African Bambaataa on down, allegedly. And I'm glad I never joined Zulu Nation. I almost did. They used to pass out applications for Zulu Nation at the clubs back when I was a kid. Shout out Funk Jungle. Shout out Water the Bush that I used to go to in Hollywood when I was when I was a teenager. I was a teenager, actually, going to those clubs. But I was in college. I was 17, a freshman in college, though. But yeah, African Bambaataa, all these Russell Simmons, they all like questionably gay. And I feel like really that's like a fraternity that they made. Like, you can't get in unless you're willing to give up that virgin hole, like Cat Williams told us. And that, as for women, allegedly, one of my good friends, I will not mention his name because he is a sort of celebrity, and I'm not going to mention his name, but he was doing an internship at Madonna's label. Remember when Madonna had a label? Remember when she brought out Alanis Morissette? It's like rain on a quiet day, whatever. You can't get on Madonna's label, was the saying, unless you were willing to, eat her, allegedly. My friend told me that, and he would know. So it ain't just Puffy and them. It's just the way it is. Now, I will tell you, Coolio sent me up to EMI Records, which was a big deal at the time, for a publishing deal. I'm not going to name this lady's name. I should, but I won't. She was the head of Black Music. And at the time, she was the one that she would play Erykah Badu's music for me. So let me tell you more of who I am. So my cohort of people I was going to come out with my competition was going to be Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, Jill Scott, and then there was going to be me from the West Coast, right? But after 2 weeks of going up to the company and looking at the contract, that they wanted me to sign, which is some bullshit, sharecropper ass bullshit. But I couldn't sign. It was like for $50,000, and then they want like 18 songs, and then they want this and they want that, but you don't get the whole 50. You get 20 here, and that didn't seem. At the time it didn't seem like a lot, because after you break off 4 for the manager, lawyer, and then you got to put 4 to the fucking side for taxes. It only leaves you with 12 G's. Is how I calculated back then. I was like, that's only leaving me $12,000 for 4 years or some crazy shit. It was just whack. So, but that wasn't the reason. It was like it was a chick. She had a Black Music. She invited me to go see LL Cool J at the House of Blues, and I didn't go. And guess what? I didn't get the deal. I knew what that was about. Now, my buckethead ass husband, ex-husband, Volume 10 said, you don't necessarily know if that was going to pop off. I was like, trust me, I know when some shit's going to pop off. She wanted to take me on a date, and I didn't want to go. I'm not going to put myself in no position where I'm going to get, messed up. I'm not doing it. So I didn't go, and I didn't get the deal. There we go. Let's see. Let's see, Love by the Most High. I thought he may have sent her to Busby. That's where I'm going with this. Love by the Most High. That part. Now, mind you, Jay-Z plays chess, not checkers. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest. Now, if he's attacking Busby, because we're just now hearing about the Jay-Z aspect of it, Jay-Z has been contacted a while ago. He was just known as a John Doe for like the past month, right? So, he already knew it was up. They said he already was approaching. God damn, I got so much. That's in the next one, but let's talk about it anyway. He paying people, like paying Busby's old clients to talk shit. He's really attacking Busby on personal levels. Why would he not potentially hire a plant to muddy the water? Now, Jay-Z actually sent a couple of public letters out, and he basically sounded like he was threatening old boy, right? But think about this. He also has a kid, allegedly, right? What's the name? Ramel Southerweight or some shit. And his mama was 15 as well when she got pregnant by him. So allegedly, she had what's the name? Ramir Saidweight. Ramir can't get a blood test from a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Jay-Z knows that's his motherfucking son. Now the girl, the daughter, okay, y'all know he got another daughter. He finally broke her off a house in a Range Rover or something out in Baltimore, right? In the suburbs of Maryland. She looked just like Jay-Z. There's no doubt in my mind that this chick, let me see if I can find, I swear I was not trying to get into this on this one, but let me see if I can find a picture of Jay-Z's. I'm not even going to do that. I don't want to waste time. But so allegedly he had the ones he will semi-claim, the daughter, she's like what, 30 years old. He bought her a Range Rover and a house, okay? And she shut the fuck up. So, because at first she was coming out like, Jay-Z's my daddy, and all the bloggers was hitting that up. Remember that? My real YouTube heads out here, come on. Y'all remember when the Jay-Z alleged daughter came out and she looked just like him? She just had freckles or some shit. Yeah. So now the other kid, Rymel or whatever, he's saying the same thing. And Jay-Z is trying to take his mama and them's house. Did y'all hear about that? Damn, Jay-Z is ruthless as fuck. Let me try to find that. Hold up. Jay-Z son. What's his name? Ramir. Here we go. Satterweight. Let me see if I can get this shit right here. So let's check this out. All right. So check this out, y'all. Hold up. Here we go. Let's see what he's saying. According to the Daily Mail UK, here we go. This is exclusive from the Daily Mail. Of course, they're going to have every ad and their mama up on this bitch. Come on now. Come on, move. Move it. Oh, my goodness. Hold up. All right, let's try to make this bigger. Here we go. All right, so check this out.
I just want it over with. Interviews, or I'm coming at the Jay-Z for his money. I never.
Pause. First of all, what's wrong if a nigga was coming at Jay-Z for some money? That really pissed me off every time I hear this boy say that. Oh, I get so mad because this motherfucker owed his. First of all, this would be his alleged first child, his son, my nigga. And look, they saying really the reason they don't show Jay-Z's younger son, the twins, Sir and Rumi, they don't show Sir because Sir looked like Ramir, bro. They saying if you look at Sir, you can compare Sir's face to Ramir's face. So they don't show Sir because if you saw how Sir looked, you could see that Ramir and Sir are brothers. That's what I heard. That's what I was told. The reason they don't really show, not because he got autism, not because he's shy and all this shit, is because that boy looked just like Ramir. Okay. And I think it's amazing that, this kid, young man, he's not a kid, but this young man, he's 31, 32 years old. Listen, the auntie came out already on Tasha K and she said that Jay-Z did acknowledge this dude as his son when he was like 17. When he was in high school, he acknowledged this motherfucker as his son. And he offered him a record deal. He was on the low trying to break bread through the record label. But that's a real Rico, ain't it? Is that Rico? Giving your son a record deal because you don't want him to tell that you his son? Like, he wouldn't have came out. We wouldn't have known he was Jay-Z's son. He would have just been another rapper. So But then at the time, the auntie was kind of like, nah, you need to finish high school. So they didn't take the deal. And after they didn't take that deal, that's when everything flipped. And then all of a sudden, Jay-Z acting like he don't know a nigga and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Let me roll up and see what y'all talking about. Hold up. Let's see. I think Drex says, I think Jay-Z would absolutely do that to clear Diddy and any future accusation against him for sure. Do what? I'm sorry. I'm all late and shit. Hold up. Anti-religion is a religion. That's right. That's right. You know, religion is really just about ritual. You know what I mean? It's really about what you regularly do to recognize that there is a higher source. That's really what the purpose of supposed religion is. It's not really about gang banging and shit. You know what I mean? Or paying TD cakes to lie to your face and shit like that. It's really about, you know, communing with the creator and having like a constant, you know, way of doing it, aka ritual. Hold up, y'all talking over here. Hold up. I like hearing what y'all say. I thought he may have sent her the buzz. Yup. And what up, and Shantai? Well, I'm not saying right names. I'm not. Did he send 50 Cent baby mama to him? Yes, I definitely believe that the little lady that's so obvious. I mean, come on. That's dumb as fuck. Like if 50 don't understand that. Like 50 should know that old girl was sent from Diddy. Like, come on. They all like them a little Asian exotical. Like, quit playing. I will tell you some more tea about an Asian exotical. When my homegirl, who I will not name because she is somewhat famous, and she told me this in confidence. I'm just gonna tell it though. She told me way back in 2003 that she went to a Diddy party back. I never asked her if she got drugged up. I ain't never asked her that shit. But what she did tell me back then was that when she went to the party in New York, every chick in there was topless. They were nude. Like they had like, I don't know if you call them waitresses. I don't know what you fucking call them. They was carrying around hors d'oeuvres and all kinds of shit. They was topless, but they all had penises. And they were all like Puerto Rican looking or Asian exotical looking. That's the fuck what she told me she told me that 21 years ago. But she was tripping off that because she was like, all these motherfuckers got chicks with dicks and shit. And they all like that shit. And they was all walking around naked. So yeah, all right. Allegedly. No, it ain't alleged. The homegirl was there. Ice-T producer. Oh, yeah. I brought him again. Okay. Ooh, okay. Let me keep scrolling. Let's see. I understood that's part of your doctrine. I mean, no, Joe, I was just responding to your okay. So, Cassie, I have no okay, that was my point. Dave Chappelle's wife. Dave Chappelle's wife. What about her? She's an Asian exotical too. They love them in exotical. They really do. They really do. They love that look. And I ain't mad at it. It's just one of many beautiful looks. But let's get into him. Let's just get back to his. I'm sorry. You know, I got 1,000+ stories. Hold up. And that's what I'm saying. Jag would come over on my motherfucking page and take shit off my shit and then go say it and shit. So that's
I never did that. I'm not that type of person.
He seems like a cool ass dude.
I just really want it over. It's something that's really affecting my life, and I just want it over with. I don't do interviews just saying, "Hey, Jay-Z, give me your money," or "I'm coming at the Jay-Z for his money." I never did that. I'm not that type of person. I work for everything. I work for everything.
He's very emotional about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Your mom told you that Jay-Z was your father when you were 8 years old, correct?
No, I was 7.
7, okay. How did that conversation go?
Well, basically, it was this. My mom had to sit down with me. I guess she thought I was old enough to know now, and she been saying Sean Carter. That's what she was calling him at first before she was calling him Jay-Z, and I really didn't know who that was because I was young, and, you know, had my little brother, and I really wasn't worrying about it. She was saying it a lot, but I really just was going along with the person I was just seeing, like the person I looked at who was taking care of me at that time. I really wasn't really trying to understand what my mom was talking about, but she constantly put it in my head like, son, it's not your father, and I really want you to know it is. This person is your father, and I just want you to know. And she continued to tell me that over the years and over the years and over the years, even until I was grown. So I'm like, Mom, if you fully think this is my father, let's go on and let's go out and really go after him. That wasn't another go after nobody thing. I'm not trying to make nobody seem like a bad person or nothing. I'm just really coming out here for the truth. I don't want no money or anything. I wasn't looking for none of that.
Would you want to have a relationship with Jay-Z?
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't say no if I could. Like, you know, I'm always been.
Hey, let me pause on that real quick. God damn it, man. Look, listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. Listen. The reason this particular person and this particular story touched my heart is because a lot of us had that issue. I'm gonna go on and tell my tea. So I'm very thankful that I just happened to have had a stepfather. Why are people calling me now? What the fuck? Anyway, um, and I didn't meet my biological father until I was in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? So I really felt this dude. I was around the same age when I actually met my physical parent. So I get it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of us who from, just may have never seen our fathers, and I feel him. Can y'all feel his pain? Can y'all feel his passion? You know what I'm saying? He's really like, I just want to know if you my dad. Like if you not, like, she put another dude's name on the birth certificate at the time because she said she thought that dude was the dude. But then when he was paying like child support or some shit, this is the backstory. Okay, he ain't say all this, but I remember reading. I've been reading about this for a few years. What really happened was she was with this other brother, and he was paying child support or whatever, and then he took like a DNA test, and come to find out he was not the father. Okay, so then that's when she was like, well, I was only fucking that. She called him Rock. She didn't call him Sean. Allegedly she was calling him Rock. That was his nickname at the time. Let's see what y'all saying. Same eyes, same mannerisms. Wow. Yeah, I was gonna ask y'all what y'all think. Do y'all see any connection? Y'all see any Jay-Z anything on him? Let's check it out.
Been a person that I never hate anyone. I never, I don't walk around with hate for a person. So I try to teach my kids that just be the best that you can be. So that's just a motto I go off. I would never hate Jay-Z. It was never that type thing. I respect him for everything he did. And as I said, I've been going through a whole lot through these years because this case, like me, my mom, my guy.
Pause. He's being very humble. He was shot at after he did his court thing. He said that after he filed to get the DNA test through the courts, he was shot at. And he ain't no gangster type. He ain't no thug. What you think that's about? But anyways, let's keep going.
Mom, we didn't seen the worst. We didn't have people, slander my name. Like you want Jay-Z money, and I hear it all. But I take one day at a time.
He's never contacted you directly to say,
No,
are you ever asking me stop?
No, like, I promise he never try to contact me in any type of way. And that's all I'm asking is, like, because I honestly really want the case to be over with. Like, I've been going through, just like I said, a lot. And as I said, I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not trying to do this to make somebody seem like a bad person, a bad father, bad parent. I work every day. I also have my own kids to take care of. So it's like, it's been a journey for me. And it's just like, I just got so much on my.
Look at that nose. I mean, look at that beaker. That's Jay-Z's son. He the pappy. He looks like Rumi, Beyonce's younger daughter. I've seen Rumi. Exactly. And I've seen Sir. G Trader says, yeah, that was wild. He seems to have a pure heart, a nice young man. That's all I've seen from this guy throughout the years, because every time he puts in for a DNA test, Jay-Z blocks it. Did y'all hear the latest scoop, though? Jay-Z is trying to get him and his grandma kicked out their house, though. That's fucked up. Let me see if I can find that Ramir kicked out of house. Let me see if I can find that. That's fucked up. Let me see if I can find that. Let's see. I can't find that. I can't find it, but anyway, let's see. Jay-Z buys first daughter a secret house. See, why I gotta be like a secret and stuff? That's so niggery to me. I can't stand it. Like, even if his son, you know what? Even if his son was like, excuse me for using that language if that offends anyone, but I just be keeping it a buck around here. I just get really irritated because it's like, so what if he was like, hey, you know what? I'm struggling. I really need some help. But then people would say he was in it for the money, I guess. Because Jay-Z's whole thing is, it's a money grab. It's a money grab. No, fool. You made a baby with somebody 31, 32 years ago. You need to pay. And even though he's not child support age anymore, just on the strength, you don't try to get them kicked out their house, though. Let me see if I can find that. Jay-Z tries to kick Ramir and grandma out of house. Let's see if I can find that. I don't know if I could find it, but let's see if let's just keep let's finish this and then we're gonna move in because there's like so much other shit. Like
name right now, and it's just it's so much. But I take one day at a time and just continue to push.
So I mean, I'll just reiterate. So the skeptics ignore like, oh, he wants Jay-Z's money or anything.
Yeah, I hear that a lot, and I really don't understand how I want a person money if it's not true. I don't. If it's not true and it's nothing, you don't have nothing to do with it. How can I want some of your money? I never asked for money. I'm going to fight until I'm not here no more, and it's never going to be against no one. Like I'm going to continue to fight. It'll take another 10 years, maybe another 50. Maybe I'll take this to the grave with me. But everybody can say I fought this to the end, and this is just something truly I believe in. I was always there for the truth. Like, how can you call it harassment? And I'm just coming for the truth. I'm coming to the courts for the truth.
Damn.
Like, what am I doing wrong?
Damn. See, just even on that, that's just he's poor character, man. To me, that just shows poor character of JC, and I just can't even respect that. You know what I'm saying? Why are you fighting it so hard? Why are you fighting it so hard? 30. He's 30 years old. Why are you trying to get them kicked out their house now? Like that, like if I was a Busby lawyer, I would take that angle. I wouldn't even, pause. Like I would just be like, yeah, this motherfucker trying to get us kicked out our crib. He needs to come out with it. I know we was talking about Jag. I know. It's all related though. It's all connected. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't respect a man who can't even stand up and take care of his own child, man. That shit is fucked up. And that's just so classic. Like, you just a classic, man. Jay-Z. Ramir. Let's see what comes up on TikTok with that. It's just sad to me, how he's disrespectful to. It's like, okay, this is how I take it. It's okay, like there's the microcosm and then there's the macro, right? And on the macro, to me, it's just like it shows how America, the culture of I don't know. I got white friends who's dealing with the same shit. So it ain't just a black thing, but just the whole notion of a baby daddy, like that whole shit is just part of that hip hop hypnotism to me. I mean, I'm from the 70s. I'm a 70s child, and quite a lot of my friends and all of my exes, whatever, none of them really grew up with their fathers. So it's like he just represents that classic ass fool. And I didn't realize how ugly Jay-Z is. I just never really his he does have his lips. Ramir is a handsome man though. And you could just see his heart in that interview, didn't you? The blood test, she tried to. It's just that every time he tries to get that shit done. Now they are saying that Ramir did a DNA like through like an ancestry.com or something like that. And they already connected the fact that he is related to Jay-Z's siblings, like Jay-Z's grandmother and stuff like that. They already said that they do have that, but they're really trying to get it from Jay-Z directly, and I think he do owe him some money. Why not break him off some bread? You got supposedly $2 billion, supposedly. What's wrong with breaking off the brother a house and a car like you did the daughter? Damn, man. I like what you're saying. The best and most godly thing we could do in the absence of that is to follow the culture of our ancestors and to live in by and learn from nature. Now, they're alleging that Beyonce is a witch, but allegedly she practiced Saint Ifa, which is not witchcraft. I mean, it's not devil worship. Armenian. Ooh, Incha said, Akchi. Hey, merci. Thank you for coming around. Armenian, hey, in the house. Jay-Z fought and won against having to take a pretend. He didn't win, man. It's just like, so he did win. That's true, Drex, on the one court level. But you know how they have like superior court and this court and that. So it went to a higher court. So it's just kind of like in limbo right now, actually. He's 28. Nah, he's 30 now, loved by the Most High. He's 30. Answer is not legitimate. That's right. So they said he does have to get that from Jay-Z. Should just go on and do it, man, because that would be admitting he had sex with an underage kid. That's right. But she's dead. What? I mean, would he still get arrested for that now? Would he? Even though she was a young mother, L.A. Lamy says, even though she was a young mother, she should have pursued Jay-Z while he was growing up. I heard someone else raised him, and she told him Jay-Z was his father before. Okay, so So I've been following this story for a very long time, and for what I remember, um, she did help rear her child, but she was a teenager, so her, the family helped with the baby. You know what I mean? And she tried to reach him, but she could never get through. First of all, she didn't know he was he wasn't famous when they made Ramir. He wasn't famous. He was still fast rapping back then. Nobody was checking for Jay-Z back then. He was just a big dope dealer back then. But he she did, like, the following year, like after she had him, she said she saw him on TV, when he was doing ain't no inward like the one I got, with 15-year-old Foxy Brown. And she was like, that's the dude, that's him. And she said she tried to reach Rock Nation. She could never get to him. You know what I'm saying? So she did try. He knows that's his son. That's why he tried to sign him when he was a teenager. Yes. How can they rule that for him not to do? It's the same way, allegedly, some people feel that he got Tory Lanez locked up. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. A lot of people believe Tory Lanez got locked up because he was bragging about, he cracked the code, allegedly, basically. Tory Lanez was bragging about how he cracked the record label codes. Like he learned how to do NFTs with all his music, and he was like, I made $8 million today. He was just talking too much. And he's mad cocky, And that whole Megan thing, I heard allegedly they say was a whole farce. You know what I mean? Like, it was a whole farce. He ain't never even touched the goddamn gun except to get it out of Kelsey's hand. But that's another story for another day, allegedly. His son looks just like Jay-Z's mom. Yup. Let's see. So he really was a D-boy? His friend says he wasn't. Man, whatever. That guy doing okay. The creator is extremely ordered, everything masterfully designed. Amen, Harbor 71. Loved by the Most High says it was illegal liens against the home. Man, if he gets this boy kicked out, man, that'll be whack. And 411 says, did Jay-Z lawyer defend Tory? I was a little confused about that. Okay. It's in the letter from the godmom, illegal liens. Okay, so it's not his grandma, it's his godmother. Okay. So yeah, he's trying to get the house taken from her. That is so evil. Why would you do that? Just evil, man. Let me get in some TikTok science right here. Come on now. Let's get entertained. All rights reserved, by the way. This is the Time It Goes show. If you're being entertained, make sure, please, to click like. Click like, y'all. That's free. You know what I'm saying? It don't cost but a click. I would very much appreciate that. You know what I mean? That's very cool. Definitely Cash App is cracking. What Cash App? What? That's always helpful. It does. It's very cool if you do, but if you don't, God bless you. I hope you come back to see my shows later this evening too. I was doing a lot more of these, but I just could not at the time because I work and I get tired, and these take a lot of energy. But check these out. I know we was talking about Jag. Let me get back to Jag. God dog it. You see how that goes? Let's get back to Jag. Jaguar Wright. That's what y'all came to talk about. So let's get there. All right, let's go there. Overall, are y'all still gonna rock with Jag, or y'all just gonna be like throwing her out the window now? Just because she said that, not just because, that's a big deal. Like, you can't be accusing brothers of raping you and they didn't. Graping you and they didn't. That's evil, Jag. You should not ever say Jay-Z did something he did not do to you. I get it. To me, I feel like Jag just got a little excitable. You know what I'm saying? And she just really, I don't know. Some people can't handle the limelight, man. They just do too much. They be tripping. And to me, that's what Jag did. Now, a lot of shit she say be true, though. Let's see. Let's check this out.
So the suit against Jay-Z is falling apart rapidly. The woman who sued him is now backtracking and admitting to NBC that her story has some mistakes.
Pause. First of all, everybody been running with this shit all day. And let me tell you, the woman allegedly either is a plant that Jay-Z put there. That's my theory, because he's smart and he plays chess, not checkers, right? Or it was 23 years ago and she was a teenager, and even if her father is saying that he don't recall, that don't mean it didn't happen. Okay, everybody trying to bang on this chick now like she lying. I know I said I was gonna do this later. I really did, but it's all relative because they're trying to now say that because the little 13-year-old lady case might be oopsie and Jag is lying, that the whole shit is lying. No, what they don't mention is that Busby already dropped that 13-year-old bitch after she learned, not 13, but 38-year-old after he realized she was full of shit. He had already dropped that lady. So they don't bring that part up though. They keep trying to make it like he's still riding for her. He ain't still riding for her. He ain't still riding for her once he realized she was a liar, or not liar, but some of her shit seems a little convoluted. Busby ain't trying to play around with stuff that's iffy. You know what I'm saying? He ain't. So anyway, let's hear what Touré is talking about. Hold on.
There's things she has misremembered. She said she remembers at the party talking to this celebrity musician from the band Good Charlotte, but he and Good Charlotte were on tour in the Midwest at that time. She got there via a 5-hour drive from Rochester, New York, but of course the friend who drove her has passed away. So then she called her father to pick her up, and he had to drive 5 hours to get her, but he does not recall that at all. I think a father would remember driving 5 hours in the middle of the night to pick up his 13-year-old who had gone to a MTV VMA after party.
So
now both the girl and Tony Busby concede they don't really know the location of the party. Also, Jay-Z was photographed going into Lotus in Manhattan that night. So it's not even clear that he and Puff were at the same party at all that night. Jay-Z said in a new statement, the incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. Sounds like a legal shakedown. Jay-Z is suing Busby for extortion and asking the court to dismiss this whole lawsuit. We'll see what happens. After the initial story, I got lots of comment from Jaguar Wright fans, that is still a thing somehow, who said, what say you now? What I say now is that, oh look, Jay-Z appears to be ramping up to sue Jaguar Wright for defamation, and she's going around talking about, oh no, I never said nothing about Jay-Z. She's backtracking and erasing videos and suddenly claiming that videos where you see her saying wild things about Jay-Z, those videos, she says, were chopped and screwed. Anytime anyone alleges deceptive editing, they're lying. Jaguar's running, y'all. Jaguar been in these internet streets hollering all this about Jay-Z for years. And now that she's about to be asked for receipts and have to go to court, now she's like, oh no, that never happened. So the suit against Jay-Z is falling apart rapidly. The woman who sued him is now backtracking and admitting to NBC that her story has some mistakes. There's things she has misremembered.
Hold on.
She said she remembers at the...
Okay, so this is the video I want to show you guys. This is AT2, and this is actually live and direct. AT2 was doing this thing on Jaguar Wright. Jaguar ends up coming up on his show trying to clown and ended up clowning her damn self. This is the one I was looking for. Let me see what y'all saying over here. I don't believe that story is true. She was wrong for the wrong, but on point with the right, if that makes sense. It makes complete sense, love by the Most High. I can't say I'm a ride for Jag, but I do understand. I knew she was lying from the jump. First, she was cool with it. Then she was like, oh, he hit me. Oh, he R-worded me. Now she's saying she was pregnant by Jay-Z. I mean, she really just went off the deep end, putting 20 on 10. Like, like how they tried to get OJ and they just did too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, they already had a case on OJ and then they put the sprinkled blood and put a fucking glove. You know what I'm saying? Like, they overdo some shit. So that's, to me, what Jag did. If you're being entertained, feel free. Okay, feel free. Yeah, feel free. I gotta push it there because you are being entertained. You could be doing something else tonight, but you chose to hang out with moi And thank you so much for doing so. Check this out, man. First of all, I was watching Storm on Row and I saw AT2 on there. And I was like, what is AT2 doing on there? He was talking about when Jag crashed this live that I'm about to show y'all. So check this out. Okay. Hold up. Let me go back here. He confronts the situation and then Jag comes into his live. That's just like if Jag came into my live right now. I'd love it. But she won't come on my live because she told me I didn't have enough followers. So there we go. Here, check this out.
So how do you know how Jay-Z get down? You know that from experience? Or?
Don't worry about that part. I'll tell it on the stand.
She lying.
Oh, wow.
When he takes me to court for defamation of character, I'll tell him how well I know you should.
See, she lying. And that's the thing. Now they're pulling her card. Now they're calling her bluff. You know, for many years, she'd be like, take me to court. You won't take me to court because you know I'm telling the truth. Whoop-de-wop, right? But now they about to take your ass to court. And now what? But check this out. Check this out.
So right there, she said she was willing to get sued. She said, when I go on the stand, I'll be I'll tell them everything I know. So now Jag is all of a sudden backtracking and she don't want to get sued. Now, I'm not saying that I want her to get sued, but again, she welcomed it, right, you guys? She welcomed getting sued. While you guys go ahead and marinate on that, let me go ahead and say what's up to the people.
Pause. Are you telling me she said she was at Epstein Island? Did she really start saying that? Oh my God. I ain't been in the loop in a minute because that's just the dumbest shit ever. Like, come on, Jag. See, that's what I'm saying. People be, it's like you give somebody the keys to your car and they steal it anyway. Like she be doing too much. What up, Jackie Mowbray? She lying so long and not held accountable, so she assumed she was immune until she gained some mainstream attention. Damn. Yeah. Jackie, you've been around since the beginning too, girl. You know, remember when Jag was setting cars on fire and doing too much, blaming Clive Davis and all that shit. Let's see. Love by the Most High. She has a lot of different characters. I noticed that when she speaks to different folks during interview, but she was not off about a lot. I agree. And I do know this just based on some of my experiences in the industry as well. Okay. I could never say I was at a freak off or I know anything about Puffy or Jay-Z in that way, but it's just crazy. I used to do over until I stopped when I was calling in limbo. Trust your journey. Y'all talking deep over here. I love it. Please subscribe. I'd love to keep in touch with you guys. You guys, I like your type of thinking. Very cool.
Well, there's
but
a lot
I
of it
know
you can't
everybody else that didn't. I spent my time collecting these people, and they will have their day, and we will all get justice.
You know Jay-Z?
Now this was 6 months ago. 6 months ago.
In more ways than one. He the only thing I'm embarrassed about. He ain't nothing but shame.
Well, so you care to share something you feel like?
He ain't no different than Diddy.
Oh, but have you and him?
He just do it different.
Now I think
have you and Jay-Z ever had a run-in?
Hold up. Just watch.
I know what his hands feel like.
Really?
Gotcha.
In more ways than one.
Please click like, y'all. Please click like.
Jigga?
I've done more than that. A lot more than
Please click like.
Anything else you want to talk about, Jag? Because silence seemed like there's something there with you and the Jay-Z, but you don't want to open up.
You don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I do. That's what I'm asking. I want to hear it. Huh?
You looking for a beef? Because anything I gotta tell you is only gonna make you mad.
All right, let me hear it. Let's go.
I know exactly how Cassie feels. I know exactly how long it took her to recover. Is that kicked me the same way he kicked her? choked me the same way he choked Diddy choked her. They the same person. He's abusive and he's cruel. And he stole. He tried to steal everything I love. But what he done to free? That boy is his son. And he'd rather him die than anybody know. She can't even work. She gave birth to a blessing, and all it's done is cursed her. And they wonder why I had an abortion.
Y'all heard that? You heard it, right?
Wow, that's big lies. Why would she do that? That is just disgusting. We all know she lying right there, man. Damn, she said she had said things in a certain way. Hey, Miss Wilson, sorry, but she looks like she's acting. She's definitely acting, man. That sucks. That sucks. Now you making it fucking difficult for those who really, you know what I'm saying, really have something going on a real level. You fucking up, making it like difficult for a person to really be believed because you aren't telling the truth, man. Damn, that's the only thing I'm pissed about with this shit. Like, because there's really people out here that really, really need help and really, you know what I'm saying, who, ain't lying, who probably too scared to really come out, But now because of this lady, they're not going to want to come out, or they're going to be considered a whatever. And then the 13-year-old rolling with that too. Let's see. Bomber Leak stopped 10, 15 years ago. Nothing changed. Just got more convinced that this world is truly too complicated for us to claim to know anything about an absentee father. Man, who's she really working for? Jag or the 13-year-old accuser? That's where I'm at with it. They both lying to me. You know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. How she gonna just I'm so annoyed, man. But it's entertaining as well. Check this out.
Right there. Right there. Not doctored, not anything. You can say it's clipped, but it's not doctored. Those are her words. And a lot of you guys ask me why I don't be yelling and screaming at her and why don't I do this and that. Here's the thing. A couple of things. Just like I said the other day. Her and, I was about to say Goomba. Her and the other dude, they love them some AT2. That's why they always popping up here. I wouldn't be surprised if they pop up again. They love them some AT2. So I know it's just an act just to get you guys riled up, right?
Thank you.
And then secondly, the reason also too is you have to realize you can't yell and go back and forth with Jag. Yes, you can yell and cuss her out. I'm not saying that you can't, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't help the bigger picture. You literally have to use Jag's words against her. These are her own words. I didn't force her to say these things. I didn't make these things up. I wasn't yelling and cussing. I'm using her own words.
Damn, I forgot about LaGina. That was some crazy ass. Remember the OGs out there who've been paying attention to Jag for a long time. Remember that shit? Aaliyah's alleged love child who looked absolutely nothing like Aaliyah at all. She did exploit the shit out of that girl. I remember that. Where the hell is LaGina now? Damn, she just really is a drama. You know when people say drama queen? She is really a drama queen. Sarah Brock says, Jag isn't working for or with anyone. She has serious mental health and addiction issues. At one point, she had a foot in the industry. She had a talent. She wasted it. Now she thrives off lies. But the thing is, Sarah, the thing that gets us confused, though, is because a lot of the shit she be saying is true, though. But then when she be talking about her part of it, isn't there a syndrome like that? There's a syndrome called like star syndrome, something like that. Like you must be the star of like the center of attention of everything. I know narcissism is a big part of that, but there's also like people who really must put themselves at the center of every fucking thing. Lami says, I remember one time I was watching a live. She was talking about how Jay-Z did her, and I started crying. I believed her. I'm not fooling with her. Oh, wow. See, I knew she was lying. I've been knew she was lying. I would never, I mean, I've done a few Jaguar Wright podcasts where I've been like, is she lying or is she misunderstood? You know, I try to give her the benefit of the doubt. How do I know Jag? Okay, so like I met Jag back. Okay, so we share a mentor from back in the day. Me and Jag and other people from the late 90s who were coming in the industry. Michael Collier was our mentor. He's still my very good friend. And if you go check my interviews, I did a great podcast with him too. But he was our mentor. And what that means is like when you're in the industry, you do want like older people who've been in the game to kind of lead you, take you around. I've had some fantastic ones who did not take advantage of me. You know what I'm saying? And he was one of those. He was a great man, Michael Collier. But she also was mentored by Michael Collier. So that's our connection, just so you know. All right, here we go. Wow, man, that's so disappointing. Are y'all not messing with her at all now? Are y'all not just at all, or y'all just not messing with her with this part? Let's see, distractions. She was a fool for that, for sure. And Sarah Brock says, Jag's family is on YouTube discrediting her. Damn. I'm surprised mainstream media hasn't done their due diligence in researching her before having her on the platform. Now, see, Piers Morgan was, I thought, the only real one. But you know what? No, it was the buzz. And then when shit really started popping off with Puffy, everything she said seemed manifest. And I will say, I'll forever give her props for bringing that shit to the limelight. Because think about it. Before Jag popped off in the mouth, nobody was really saying that kind of shit publicly about Puffy and them. Now, us industry types, we knew what the fuck. But the fucking regular people, they had no idea. So I'll forever be thankful for her for that. All my recent comments were about God and Abrahamic belief system. And the reason behind it is because of the advice I'm getting. Word. From people here. Word. Speaking unknown. Okay. She thinks, yeah, she just, you know, she could be like the ultimate empath where when you tell her a story or she reads it or hears it, it becomes her. She's the empath ultimate. What sign is she? Ain't she a Taurus? She ain't no damn Pisces. Let's see. Anyone has heard the same rumors. She sprinkles other people's stories and puts herself in them with a spin. You know what, Sarah? I would suggest that in a nutshell. I would agree with that. People just need to research why she was blacklisted. I've been know she been lying. I will tell you, I don't believe she was lying about Common at all. And I don't think she was lying about motherfucking Talib Kweli either. I don't think she was lying. So, you know, there we go. Now people ain't going to want to believe her about Talib Kweli because of that, you know. But like Talib Kweli is a nasty motherfucker. You know, he's done nasty things. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that now people are going to be hesitant to say anything because they're going to say, well, is she lying? You know, a lot of women, including myself, we never talked about being, you know, publicly R-worded because we didn't believe we would be believed, or we kind of took some of the blame. So she makes it hard for rape victims. You know, I really don't like that. You're trying to spin the video as if Cassie was running from a freak off. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, they're trying to make it like Cassie's a liar too. I don't think Cassie's lying. I think Cassie 100% went through all that bullshit. Now, of course, people always say, well, why did she stay so long? I mean, you can't really understand the mind of a woman or person who has been abused. I was in an abusive situation. It was hard to get out of it. For Taurus to be, yeah, Taurus are crazy. I ain't gonna front. But they ain't that crazy. They be about their money though, mostly. Geminis too. I don't know Talib background. So yeah, yes, man. Okay. So Talib Kweli is a story for another day, really. But you remember he had this, there was this really dope ass singer. She was kind of like rock, pop, kind of. She was so dope. Her name was Reese. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of her. Let's see. Let me see. R-E-S singer. Damn, she looks so different now. Let me just go real quick. Just real quick. Reese, she was a singer that Talib Kweli brought out. She looked like this back in the day. This was her. That's what she looked like when Talib brought her out. But the reason you never heard of her for her next album, allegedly, was because Talib was sexually assaulting her. And then when she didn't want to get down with the get down, he grayballed her. You know what I'm saying? He got her grayballed. Now, if you ever get a chance to listen to her music, her album still bops. She was so dope. But she, after that, you know, she kind of became a recluse. You don't really hear from her too much, but she's super dope. I always liked her album. I really supported that sister. Like, she was really dope. See, that's Reese right there. And there's Talib, whatever. If you can, and she's from Philly too. If you could ever check her out, go check out Reese. But back to the story. So, but basically, yeah, Jag was saying that Talib Kweli, you know, assaulted her. And yes, he's a liar. And he's in a big beef with my West Coast compadres, the Project Blood homies. He got into this big beef with my boy Rifleman. You know, I don't know if y'all know about that. Shout out Rifleman. But he just got into it with a bunch of my West Coast underground rap homies. And I don't know if they squashed that. I don't know what happened, but there was a long beef. They did some rap battles about that. But anyway. Yeah. Yeah. You know what it is? I will tell you, and 411, a lot of us, we don't make police reports or press charges, especially not in the late 90s, early 2000s. That's when I was sexually assaulted too. I didn't even tell my close friends about this particular person until like 10, 12 years later. And they were all pissed at me. Like, why didn't you tell us? We would have whooped his ass, whoop-de-wop. Because part of you just feel like, you know, maybe even feeling a little, you take part of this, you have shame. You know, when somebody knows you've been R-worded, you feel kind of shame because it's dealing with sex, and people already looking at sisters a type of way back then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Talib Kweli, he's gross. Yeah. Jay-Z isn't out of the woods. Thank you. What you put out, you get back, and Jay has grace for now. He ain't got no goddamn grace. I will tell you, God is the greatest, and like you saying, whatever he put out there is going to come back. And I don't know exactly what happened with that Aaliyah situation, but it was some shady business. Now, I saw somebody, I don't know who it was, they mentioned about the pilot. Why would the pilot commit suicide? Yeah, I don't think that the pilot was doing that. I think that it was a very calculated situation. Again, chess moves. Like pilots, you know, you at 20, 21, 22, you're not thinking about what pilot is going to fly your plane. You just get on the plane, you know. But those who do think about those things, right? Like if you're told that Lenny Kravitz is going to let you use his private jet, and now that jet's not available because Hype Williams is using it, right? So then you go to this charter place. That means somebody in Aaliyah's camp was telling, you feel me? Like, who is it in Aaliyah's camp who let them know that she was about to take a charter? Now, with that, if you are the private charter people, you know, they had said they just hired that particular pilot 2 weeks earlier, and he had been tested for cocaine and some other shit, and that's why he lost his other pilot job. You know what I mean? Like, did he even have a pilot's license? Maybe. Like, there could have been as easily as, I don't know, or it could have just been just the worst tragic accident ever. But it doesn't seem like it. And I don't recall Dame Dash nowhere near Aaliyah, none of that back then. I remember the story being that They said that she got a call that R. Kelly, who I heard she was still on the down low messing around with, R. Kelly was in the hospital and she was rushing back to get back to him. That's the fucking story I remember. Okay. And I will tell you that the makeup artist who died in the crash had just gave me a ride home 2 weeks earlier. I told this story already. I was working with Melchizedek. That's what's the motherfucker Fuji what's his name? Wyclef's brother and sister. He was bringing them out. So I did a video with them and the makeup people, the makeup dude and the stylist. They both died in the plane crash, I believe. They had just gave me a ride home. So that shit really hit me home, like hit close to home. But I remember, you know, in my circles, yeah, it was R. Kelly, nigga. It wasn't Dame Dash. So I don't know. It seems like Aaliyah allegedly they trying to change history now, but from what I remember, they were saying that she was still messing with R. Kelly back then. And was she messing with Jay-Z? I don't know. They look very comfortable in pictures. Didn't even know she was messing with Jay-Z till about 4 years ago. I didn't even know that. Definitely didn't know she was messing with Dame Dash. I didn't know that either because he was married to Rockroy. You know the chick, Rockroy? Rochelle Roy or something. He was married from what I remember. I could have swore Dame Dash was married or he had got married like real quick after Aaliyah plane crash. I don't remember anymore. But I do remember it was not publicly known that she was with Jay-Z or Dame Dash. What I was hearing was on the low, she was still kind of playing around with R. Kelly. Like she still was in love with R. Kelly still. I believe she thinks Jay has something to do with her son's death. I believe the other story is for real. Now, I will rock with, please click like, y'all. I will rock with the fact that Big L was just really weird how Big L just ended up murdered like that, like for real. So I rose with that story. Her son, I don't know. I don't know about the son part, but I would never throw nothing out the window to say it didn't happen. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Yeah, a lot of people were in Rachel Roy. That's her name. Yep. He was married. See, they changing history now, and I don't know. They changing the history. That shit is weird. You know, they changing the history. Hey, just so y'all know, I am on Spotify. I'm on iHeartRadio. Like if you never could just get to YouTube, if you're at work or in your car or whatever, you can watch me on YouTube. But just know I'm on Amazon, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, all of those things. So yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight too. Thank you. But yeah, Talib Kweli is gross. And Jaguar said that when she was hanging out with Common, she fell asleep, she woke up and his penis was near her mouth. I believe that. I think Common is a creep. Actually, I met him. We hung out briefly, me, him, and Bilal and the guy from the Roots. I forget his name right now, but me and the dude from the Roots was hanging close. Like we were, you know, you figure out who you gonna hang out with for the evening. So I was hanging out. I forget his name right now. He was like the beatboxer. I hung out with him, and Common didn't even think to check for me. Okay, he don't even like black girls like that, from what I remember. My nigga was all up on my Mexican homegirl, Estella, who is fly, bitch's mom, beautiful bitch. But yeah, Common wasn't looking at no black girls for sure. That's what I remember. So I think it's very funny that he's with Jennifer Husband right now. But anyway, allegedly they're pregnant, by the way, allegedly. But yeah, he wasn't checked. But he was like, I didn't know, his energy was off to me. I ain't like Common's energy, honestly. I didn't think he was an evil person, but I didn't think he was cool at all. I wouldn't be surprised. I literally thought of him and Solange fought in the elevator over that. Rockroy, you know, and I've heard that too, but I also heard that it was because, you know, Rihanna was having a party and that he was talking about going to the after party and he didn't want Beyonce to. He always was just like disrespecting Beyonce, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, Beyonce just seemed like a very sweet girl, you know. I mean, I don't know how she is now. She looks dead behind the eyes to me now. But that could be because of fillers. I think Beyonce is doing too many fillers to me. I've been looking at her face for 50,000 years at this point. Too much filler. around her mouth area. It looks too much. Hey, what's up, Ramos? What up? Yeah, we just over here talking. But what do y'all think about the Brandy thing? Oh, yeah. Y'all ever seen that clip of Rihanna when she's like, he said I had to either sign it or they was going to throw me out the window. 29th floor. Hi. 29th floor. And she was 15 or 16 and she was by herself. Like, where's her lawyer? Where's her daddy? How you signing? Shouldn't that contract be null and void if she was 16? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you doing that? Like, how is that happening? Yeah, how is that happening? Let's get back to this. I'm sorry we got all the way off. Let's check this out because Jag is gonna pop in. Hold on.
This is why she can't handle it, because there's no way you can say I did this or that or that or this. These are your own words. I'm sorry, my bad, but this is all you. I didn't make you say this. This is all you.
Like, give me the.
So this is when she came on my panel the other day.
And thank you, Unplugged Matrix. I appreciate that. Okay, I think this is Jag.
Oh,
hello, Jag. Is this you?
Here we go. Here's the fuck shit. Watch this.
Hello.
You know it's me. You're pathetic. And I just want to let
She said, you know it's me. You're pathetic. Let me rewind that one more time, y'all. Let me rewind that back. That was good. I like that.
If nothing
You're
else,
pathetic.
he's entertained.
But how am I pathetic for playing your own words, ma'am? Here we go.
I appreciate that.
And hit that like button, too.
This is Jag. Hello, Jag. Is this you? Hello.
You know it's me. You're pathetic. And I just want to let you know this. That chopped and screwed bullshit you just played, that Star edited up and doctored up from that live that I did with Essie Berry and Tiffany Haddish, you are now publishing a lie.
Somebody called Tiffany.
I just chopped it to repeat it. Where you said Sean Carter.
No. You chopped and screwed it because everything that you just played wasn't in concession. It was not consecutive. Y'all took that and mixed it up and screwed it up. But that's okay, because the story that Star is trying to convince all of you to run with about me saying that Sean Carter did that to me, that wasn't Sean Carter. The man that did that to me, his name was Trevor Green. He was Jamaican.
But you said Sean Carter in the video.
No, I did not. That was edited because you did not play the whole thing.
Hold on. Let's debunk that in real time real quick. Let's go ahead and debunk that. Because again, you have to call Jag out on the spot. You can't do it later. You got to call it out on the spot. So here we go.
Jag, why do you want to be sued?
What the fuck? Bilal! Your friends keep calling on my phone. Sorry.
Because I want to have to go to court. Because if I go to court, I gotta swear on the Bible to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And I believe in the God that they say that it's all about, so I'm not gonna lie. And then I get to say all of those things that I haven't said on court record in front of a judge, which could open up other investigations into other things, which is why y'all niggas want me killed. Sue me, please.
Wow. She is a mess.
Wow. Please sue me.
She is a mess. Look, I've watched pretty much whatever Jag has been on, I've watched, okay? And we've all watched, and she's now trying to say, she is trying to say it's AI. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Damn. That cowardly bully. She is kind of a bully, bro. Like, she's got bully energy. Oh my God. And then, there were a lot of people on YouTube who would do like 10, 11-hour marathons just dissing her. I bet they'll be back. She is a cowardly bully. You know what I'm saying? I'm still glad this popped off on Jay-Z personally, because he's just a rat and he needs to go away. You know, I personally am, but Jag is fucking up though.
See how good I keep secrets, Sean? And I'm gonna tell you something else, and I'll give you this one for free. Big L fuck better than you do, nigga. I'd rather be with that dead man than ever be with you.
Damn.
So how do you know how Jay-Z get down? You know that from experience, or
don't worry about that part. I'll tell it on the stand.
Oh wow.
When he takes me to court for defamation of character, I'll tell him how well I know you, Sean.
Paying your bills on time raises your credit score, right? Wrong. And
I know what it feels like to be strapped to a bed with a man put a gun in your head and tell you sing, or he's gonna blow your brains out while he's raping you. That's what Sean Carter done to me. That's what Sean Carter done to me. That's what Sean Carter done to me. That's what Sean Carter done to me.
Wow. Wow. She's creepy as fuck.
What's wrong? And you
What's the point in talking about it? Because don't nobody want to believe it. No way.
I believe that shit. There's no way you. What's the purpose of lying? Why you ain't sued? Why the shit ain't sued you?
See, this the thing. That's why I didn't talk about what happened to me. Because I knew that they would say that I was making it up. So instead, I spoke up for other people with things that I knew to be true. Because that you can't say is self-generated.
I wondered it because I was wondering in my spirit because I'm an activist.
I'm no different. I'm a victim, no different than the rest of them.
That's Essie Berry, by the way. You know, that was Fred Berry's wife. She goes on Storm Monroe a lot. She talked to Jag, and this is what Jag told her.
Which is how I know they all victims. Because I'm one too.
I'm going to be honest with you. I felt that from the beginning, Jag.
Yep. All right. So let's go back to her response. Here we go.
Don't worry about it. Storm sent me the clip himself. Storm sent me the clip himself.
So did Storm chop and screw it? Because it came from his channel.
Once again.
Hold on. We only got 80 likes and there's 500 people in here. Let me go ahead and just turn off this show because y'all don't respect. I ain't got no super chat. Damn, the likes are free, y'all. Would see if I was begging.
He is right though. Y'all make sure y'all click like on my shit too. Thank you.
I had to go online live and give the true account of what actually happened to me, all that happened to me, and tell the person that actually wears the shame of that assault on my life. I had to become a...
You said Sean Carter. You never said no Trevor Green. Come on, lady.
CI. The man kidnapped me more than 4 times. His name was Trevor Green. And for you guys to try to take that and tie that to Sean Carter, to find a way to give him a reason to sue me for defamation is pathetic. But I just want you to know this. As a survivor...
So she's scared of a lawsuit. That's what it is, you guys. Huh. But years ago, and currently, you've always welcomed a lawsuit. You welcomed it. You said, sue me because you want to testify and put it all on the stand. Now you don't?
She is something else, bro.
You don't want to tell the truth anymore?
I'm going to pause this to show y'all this now. This is what's happening now, literally as of yesterday. Okay, it's based off Euroweb, all rights reserved. Jay-Z's legal team reportedly preparing lawsuit against Jaguar Wright. Dun, dun, dun. What a dummy. I mean, that was just dumb. I can't even rock with Jag with this, man. This is dumb. Like all these years, remember she'd go all close to the camera and she'd be like, sue me. Sue me. Well, they suing you, bitch. What you gonna do now? All right, so here we go. Okay. It says Jay-Z's legal team is allegedly preparing a lawsuit against Jaguar Wright to address her alleged false claims made in various YouTube interviews. Damn, I'm glad she never came on my motherfucking show. According to Media Takeout, Wright has retracted all negative statements about the rapper, asserting that any such comments attributed to her were manipulated or edited, possibly with AI. Facing legal pressure, she now denies ever making salacious remarks against the hip-hop star. The alleged lawsuit against the vocalist comes after she made explosive allegations against Jay and his wife, Beyonce, on Piers Morgan's show. We reported earlier that Morgan invited Wright onto the program to weigh in on Diddy's arrest and mounting legal issues. The 54-year-old father of 7 is facing numerous accusations of sexual assault by women and men. He is currently being held without bond in a Brooklyn jail following his arrest last month on federal charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. Now, see, I thought that Diddy just dropped a dime on his black ass, which could be still the case, but we just don't know. For 4 years, I've been screaming not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters, and the victim-making machine kept going on, Wright stated during the broadcast. As Vibe reports, when Morgan asked Jaguar why Jigga has yet to speak out about the Diddy controversy, she replied, because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere and forces everyone to carry water while he sneaks away without a response. Now, that's probably true about his poor-ass character. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common professionally and privately, Sean Carter. That could be motherfucking true. And now it's coming out that allegedly Beyonce actually was fucking with Puffy before she got with Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z actually put Beyonce on Jay-Z, like Diddy allegedly put Lauren London on Nipsey, like the little Asian bitch put on 50 Cent. Like 50, I mean, Diddy really been the fucking, I don't know what you call him, Kaiser Soze around this bitch. He's literally the one that's been arranging all these people. Like Rihanna and Chris Brown was cute, right? Like, Rihanna got put on Chris Brown too, right? Allegedly. But they were about to become a power couple. And Beyonce and Jay-Z wasn't about to let Chris Brown and Rihanna be a power couple. They was going to be a power couple. So you remember, you always hear the story when Chris Brown tells you about when he went to the fucking party, right? Like they was all good when they went to the awards, and then when they went to the club, they was at the party. What happened was, he says, a girl came to the table, said something, whispered something, and then Rihanna got mad and asked him if he was screwing the girl. They say that girl was Beyonce, allegedly. Like, was Chris Brown fucking with Beyonce? What? Allegedly. And Rihanna got pissed off and they started arguing in the car. She grabbed his penis, grabbed him real hard, aggressively, and he accused her of fucking around with Drake. And then they just started squabbing, and they got a car and started squabbing, and then the rest is history. But that's what it was. Like, that could have been a whole setup. Like, whoever the girl was that came to the table with Chris Brown and Rihanna, like, they understand psychology. They know if you, like, I know me, like, if I was dating a boy, and I've done this actually, if I was dating a boy and the girl, he was used to mess with, or that I know he flirts with or whatever, came to our table in a flirty way and whispered some shit or whatever, I'd be pissed off. We would have a problem. Now, me, I'm not a fighter. So what I did was just turn around and walk out the club. That's what I did. I didn't fight. I didn't argue. I just was like, oh my God, I can't believe you did this to me. Yeah. That was me. Okay. But Rihanna, she's a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So they fought, So, but that could have been a complete setup. And it's been said that not even Misha made that much of a joke out of herself. Who's Misha? Look up the lyrics. Denial 2016 Lemonade. She says, plug my menses with paste. Yeah, you know what? She didn't write that, but I don't think she should have said that. I think that was blasphemous. It's more poetry though. It's more metaphor. I don't really think she's plugging her period, with Bible sheets. I think she's really just using pads and tampons like the rest of these menstrual bitches. Okay, I don't think she's really putting Bible pieces up. I think she was that was for dramatic effect, Plug my menses with the pages of the. I think she's trying to. It's symbolic language, loved by the Most High. I think it was tacky, but I really study poetry a lot. I perform poetry, and I didn't take it that way. I just took it like she's being symbolic, like she's really trying to live the way of the Bible, like she's really trying to keep her vagina holy, but her man keeps cheating on her and blaspheming the sex, like the making love aspect of a relationship, loved by the Most High. That's how I took that. Anyway, yeah, she's not. It wasn't literal. I don't believe it was a literal one, honey. Yeah. From that's irrelevant. Okay, now people trying to say Kathy White's actually Blue Ivy's daughter. Again, that's some bull crap. There's a lot of bull out there mixed in with the good stuff. If Kathy White allegedly was murdered right when Beyonce was doing when she came out showing her belly, remember that? Honey, I can't believe stars all the way from here. Remember that? And then she showed her belly, and then like Kathy White like died a day or two after that or whatever. Yeah, and they're like, that's Blue Ivy is no. What was Kathy pregnant? She'd have to have been like pregnant, right? She wouldn't have been like a couple months pregnant. You know what I'm saying? If she died 2 days after Beyonce made that announcement, or 2 days before or 2 days after, something like that. It's just don't make no sense. Y'all got to be logical. Come on. Let's see. Yeah, folks do be reaching, man. Yeah, it's tacky. It's tacky, but it was just poetry. It was poetry at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But yeah, they say back in the day, Beyonce actually was messing with Puffy first, allegedly. And then she started messing with Jay-Z. Like he put her on Jay-Z. Like, hey, why don't you hook up with him? Kind of thing. Like, Beyonce has known Puffy since she was like 15, right? That lucky number, that 15 is a number, ain't it? But you remember that? Because she even said her father had her and the Destiny's Child's girls, they went to Atlanta to get their music done, right? Remember that? And she even said Usher used to babysit her. You remember that? And I was like, how is Usher babysitting you, but y'all all around the same age? Is he that much older than her? Let me look that up. Hold on. How old is Usher? He's 46. Okay, yeah, all right. So she's, what, 43? Okay, so he's 3 years older than her. So yeah, she was saying that Usher used to babysit her when he was like 16, 17, when she was like 13. And she said they all had a crush on Usher. But that means she's been around Puffy since she was like 13. You know what I'm saying? 13, 14 years old. Nobody thinks about that. Blue looks exactly how her mom did at that age too now. She's quite tall. I don't like what she wore to the Mufasa thing. I like the color, but she's too young for her boobs to be out like that. That's my opinion, okay? I think a 12-year-old girl needs to be wearing straps on her shoulder. I don't think she should be wearing a bosom. Now, I know they rock stars and all this, but, she's 12. She's the same. Me and Beyonce was pregnant at the same time. She's the same age as my son that you heard me fussing at a little bit ago. And it's just certain things I don't think children should wear. And I think the hair is too long too. Like all these youngsters is wearing all this long ass hair. It's making them look older than they really are. Anyway, back to this. If Jay-Z said I take the pages of the Bible to clean up semen, he would be blasphemous to the father. Yes. As Beyonce was blasphemous to the mother. Egg menstrual cycle. It's all symbolic. I agree, Bomber League. That's a good point. If he was like, I stroked my peen with the Leviticus, you know what I'm saying? We'd be like, ugh, you bastard. It's true. It's true. She's beautiful. Someone is mad. Let's see. Okay, yeah, don't be debating about none of that shit. Fuck them. They're the rich. They don't even relate to us. They don't even think they black, to be honest. Oh, okay. So she added, this is Jag. I've talked to hundreds of victims that I deal still with myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimonies about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. Remember that? They're a nasty little couple, Wright said. They do nasty things, keeping people against their will, putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. Piers, I'm just being honest. Now, you already know, a motherfucker tell you they just being honest. They ain't being honest at all. She is kind of tall. If she gets taller than her dad, then the side is going to go up. Well, Beyonce's my height. I'm 5'7". So Blue must be like 5'8". Well, she did have heels on, but then Beyonce had heels on too. Yeah, she's gonna be tall. I mean, the dad, Jay-Z's like what, 6'3", 6'4"? You know, she's gonna be tall. Told you we all know this already. You're welcome. Pierce. Yeah, I like that Pierce Morgan knew what he was doing. I think he put her on there on purpose. I'm sure he knew he was going to have to retract it, but he put it out there, and I ain't mad. Those who know. You know what I'm saying? Let's check this out. Oh. Back to what we were doing. Here we go. I want to play a little more of this. Let's go. Hold up. Hold on. She's something else. What you think is going to happen next? That's what I want to know. So now AT2, who was just like another podcaster, just like me, now they're going to be using, I think he's probably blowing up because it's proven. He's on his channel. It's going viral because Jag actually came on his channel and tried to lie. This is where she did all the lying, backtracking. This is where she did it at.
To have to tell those grueling details to disprove your lies only goes to prove what a piece of shit you actually are.
No. This is what you said on Storm's channel. I can play it directly from his channel if you don't believe that came from his channel. But you said those words, Jack. Are you going to stand up to Jay-Z? Are you ready to sue him?
I know.
Thank you.
What he did to you was horrific. And by the way, she never answered that question. Are you ready to sue Jay-Z? If Jay-Z did these horrible things to you, you need to sue him. What are you waiting for? Brandis, are you ready to sue him?
You don't know what he's done to me because I've never told anyone.
But on my channel, you had said that you know that he fucks better than Big L. How do you know that?
Once again, would you walk up to a stranger on the street and ask them that question?
No, this is in context to what you said on YouTube. No, I wouldn't ask because I wouldn't just ask a random stranger. This is what you said on Storm's platform. You said it on my platform.
You're talking over me.
Yeah, I'm talking over you because you're trying to go in circles.
No, I am not talking in circles. I'm talking straight. You have come up with 3 different topics, you idiot. Keep laughing.
Let's not call names.
Big fat dummy.
Let's not call names, Baldy.
You guys are victim shaming.
She tried to accuse us of victim shaming. You know, this whole week I've been accused of victim shaming. I'm all like, I'm not victim shaming. I'm asking questions. You know? I'm asking because here's the thing. I told you guys from the beginning, I was all like, no, I don't think Jag was the one who found Lamisha and Adria. I don't believe she found them. However, I believe they were inspired by Jaguar Wright, especially Adria when you realize the situation.
Right.
Because Adria was at a white party, but Adria is putting 10 on 20 now, or 10 on 100 now, and making up all these stories about I found out she wasn't the girl in the black dress at the party. Like, it's a whole bunch of different stories that Adria's been trying to say, but Adria, knowing that she was around, Diddy, is trying to now formulate a case against Diddy to be within the situation, even though she was just at the party. That was it. And then with Jag, we know that she performed with Jay-Z. And so Jag can easily swindle the people and be like, oh, yeah, me and Jay-Z hung out. Listen, she probably got paid for that Unplugged performance, and that was it.
And that was it.
We need to be honest about that. She got paid for that Unplugged performance, and that was it. She didn't get nothing else.
That's it.
But she expected more. And so now she's coming back for her revenge.
But
it's all a plot.
But
y'all don't like when I tell the truth, and y'all say that I'm victim shaming.
But check it. okay, like I told you, she was only replacing Mary J. Blige for that one fucking show, that one night. She never even worked with Jay-Z again. And like I said, when I first saw Jaguar coming on these YouTube streets back in like 20, what was it? Maybe 19, maybe 18, 20, something like that. You know, she was talking positive about Jay-Z. She was like, oh, Jay-Z, yeah, positive shit. Beyonce, positive shit. And then, I don't know, all of a sudden that shit changed. I don't know why it flipped, but it flipped.
Come on, y'all. Come on now. Come on, man. I would never shame a real victim.
There's no fucking way. There is no fucking way. That's in
hell?
my ear. What the
Ew.
That's what you're doing.
Okay, let me fast forward this.
That she was like calling him during her show, because I did go back and watch a little bit of her show, and she was like calling Storm and was all like, Storm, do you know why Star is saying this and that and blah blah blah? And it's all like, Star literally just played the video like everybody else did. Now you're worried when you've been saying this stuff for years? And maybe you thought Jay-Z was gonna run and hide and not want to fight. But now that Jay-Z is fighting, Jag is worried, you guys. Worried. And so Storm is now saying, time to expose it all. Now, am I saying that he's saying this about Jackie, Jaguar, Suzette, Jacqueline, Jaguar, Suzette Wright? Possibly. Possibly this could be about her. But again, Storm got to clarify that. Don't be making no subliminal posts and you don't clarify what you mean. But to me, I'm taking that as he's exposing Jag. That's what I'm taking it as. But, you know, that's here nor there. All right, let's continue with the video.
Check this out. Keep going.
Good as I've been to him. All of
And I'm not trying to make you and Storm fight, but I'm just saying it came from this channel.
Listen to me. If y'all want to play with a real victim story that happened in my life,
ooh,
so
you and Callie too, huh, Shawnee?
do that. I promise you this. You're all going to regret it.
Pause. Okay, good question. So, hi, Victoria. So, what I had done a podcast on, if you go check, I did one on Puffy, on Diddy, and I showed that I believe that he was already signed up. I don't know if it was the CIA or nothing. I don't know, but I definitely feel like Puffy's whole was put in his position on purpose to destroy hip hop, get us away from conscious rap, get us on the shiny suit bullshit and all this decadent ass behavior. Jay-Z too. And I think that they stayed connected because they, you know, allegedly unalived quite a lot of rappers, you know, who were trying to be progressive. You got Young Dolph in Memphis who died a funny way. You got Nipsey, who ended up oddly murdered some weird ass way. It's questionable. That's another story for another. We talk about how Lauren London set that whole connection between Puffy and all of a sudden Puffy name on Nipsey's album as producer. How the fuck did that happen? But anyway, Mo 3. There's a list. Big L. There's like a whole list of rappers who ended up dead who was trying to be progressive. And I feel like that ain't by accident. You know what I'm saying? And then what really blew it up was when Kim Porter died, because everybody felt like that whole Kim Porter shit was crazy and mysterious to this day, you know? So they just come up dirty, and everybody been talking about it for years, but now there is a YouTube and a TikTok. Thank you for bringing Professor Griff up. By the way, y'all should YouTube, type in Professor Griff. I used to watch him and listen to him all the time before any of this stuff was popular. He been banging on Quincy Jones. He been banging on all these people for years. Okay. They do have investments in private prisons. So the whole game is this, y'all, if you didn't know, allegedly. And Candace Owens, who I don't agree with 90% of the time, called Jag his homie. I mean, again, she's charming. She does have some things about her that make you want to watch her, make you want to know her, make you want to believe her. So you can't be mad at Professor Griff for that. I get it. Me too. I got duped. You guys got duped. That's why y'all even watching this, because y'all bugging like, what the fuck is wrong with this dumb bitch? You know what I mean? Yeah, Griff is awesome. Professor Griff is great. Yeah, Gazy, Ray Gay, Cheek Mills, the Diddler. They got names for all of them. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, they saying the whole foundation of hip hop was a psyop. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. From Africa Bambaataa, who allegedly SA'd teenage boys, at the time, and then on down. So the whole foundation was fucked up. If the roots is bad, it's all gonna be bad, right? Then we got Russell Simmons, who's Fruity Loops, and also allegedly R-wording women left and right. That's why his ass ran the Bally, right? So it was already nasty and crumbly, and then you got Uptown Records, which was trying to do some positive things. I'll give it to them. They got Heavy D and Jodeci and Mary J. Blige, and they really, I feel Andre Harrell was really trying to do some things. And then, there was some other guys who ended up dead. I can't think of all their names, but they were trying to be progressive and positive with black music, And then there was the mysterious death of Chris Lighty, who I've met before a few times. And then there's I forget the other name of the cat who allegedly was dating Kim Porter, who worked for Def Jam. What was his name? I can't think right now, but he ended up mysteriously dying. They both allegedly committed suicide. That was all that weird ass shit. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas ain't clean. You know what I mean? They done some things. They put some piss in the pudding, They've done some things. And then the way allegedly Kathy White died was questionable because at first the first coroner said she had it was like they couldn't really understand how she died. And then the second coroner said she had an aneurysm. It was just all weird. So, it's probably better not to hang around these people. You know what I mean? Let's keep going. Oh my God. Is it Bill? Sorry, my son's friends are doing this. They're calling each other on FaceTime. We share the same.
What are we going to regret? These are your words.
If this video is up in the morning, only you will.
Oh no, it's going to stay up, and it's still up. I'm going to re-upload it again. All right, bye. But I'm going to re-upload it again because these are your words. This is what you're saying. You can't be mad at me for something that's on the internet. And we just played the whole little clip. I didn't play the whole interview, but we played the whole little clip from my channel when you said, that he F's better than Sean Carter. How do you know that if you did not sleep with... all right, that's enough of that. Okay, I proved my point. But I just looked, and thank you guys for letting me know, and I will be there. It says Jaguar Wright's worst night. This is funny. It says Jaguar. Yeah, I wish I didn't sign an NDA or I would be able to talk. No, you've been talking.
Trolling youth.
Well, that was something Nas said way back, saying, yeah, he was indulging with these back with R. Kelly.
And I wish I hadn't signed paperwork. And I wish I hadn't taken money. I wish.
She's a liar.
Well, there's a lot of that you can't say.
Everybody else that didn't. I spent my time collecting these people.
Now, the reason I was, a lot of us was trying to really rock with her. Again, like I'm saying, all of these fools, come to find out, are basically either they're in some type of fraternal order where they have the ritual of anal sex, or they're just they pick people particularly who are already gay. You know what I'm saying? And I, C. Dolores Tucker tried to tell us this back in 94 and 95, but we got distracted with what she was saying because the way the media tried to push C. Dolores Tucker at us made it seem like it was all about Ice-T and body count. You know what I mean? When he had that song Cop Killer, remember that? And they made it like she was about censorship, but really C. Dolores Tucker was talking about just the nastiness of the lyrics and the whole culture of corporate hip hop. We ain't gonna say it's underground hip hop because underground hip hop is different than corporate hip hop. Okay. And I ain't never been down with that, and if you go watch that Coolio interview, you will see he is saying some powerful things. Like, for example, one thing Coolio said was You know, when they do those documentaries about the West Coast artists, have you ever noticed I'm not on any of those documentaries? I was like, yeah, I did notice that. You know, like when they talk about Snoop and Dre and Ice Cube and all that, they'll never have Coolio. But Coolio actually won Grammys. Coolio actually was an international artist. Like I said in the interview, Tupac never made it out the country. Biggie never made it out the country. There's no way that they should have ever disrespected Coolio like that. But that's because Coolio wasn't down with them games, them booty games and shit like that. Boule, that part. Thank you. Now, again, on my previous, if you go check out any of my other stuff, you will hear me talk about, yeah, I went to, you know, I didn't go to a HBCU, but quite a lot of my friends joined fraternities and sororities. And I was saying that I know, because I'm in the industry, that as a so-called Black person in Black Hollywood, it was always difficult trying to get work because I'm not a AKA or a Delta or Zeta or none of that. I'm not no sorority girl. And Black Hollywood is very cliquey and very small. And, you know, if you didn't go to Clark or Spelman or Howard or, you know, one of them types, they really, you know what I'm saying? It's really kind of challenging getting in the game unless you already know somebody and stuff like that. I'm just keeping it real. Whereas I was around white Hollywood a lot because, again, I used to hang out with the celebrity kids. I told y'all all this already. You know, I hung out with celebrity kids. So I was in white Jewish Hollywood. And so I got to see it first from their perspective. Then I was around Black Hollywood and I saw the difference, you know. But yeah, it's very, very much like if you didn't join one of them, you're not really getting in. Like if you ever go check out who really works for BET, it's all like lesbians who went to Spelman. You know what I'm saying? Or Howard, and AKA Delta, whatever, sorority, whatever. They ain't really hiring you if you ain't lesbian or if you ain't, you know, part of their cliques and shit like that. That's another reason I moved from Atlanta, because it was hard getting a job out there. I couldn't get really a real job too easy out there because I'm not in none of them organizations. I'm not Jack and Jill. I'm not none of that. Okay. Now I got family members who've done all those things, but you know, I never was down with being a Black Greek, you know what I'm saying? And none of that. But you know, no disrespect, like on a real level to that. It's just that, you know, I had the roommates that came back home beat up and hurt and all that shit, and it just wasn't worth it to me. You know what I mean? And then they want you to pay all this money, and no, it's not worth it to me. But I get it, you know. But yeah, but in the Hollywood industry, that's really who's running Black Hollywood a lot. I'll just go on and tell you that if you didn't know. It's them people from specific colleges. You had to go to Hampton, Howard, Spelman, or Clark, or what's the other one across the street from Spelman? The guy one, the all men one. I forget the name right now. But I have friends that went to all of those schools, all of them. Okay. And they funny acting. They real all funny, weird acting. It's true. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, unless you're Boule, basically, yeah. Because they don't, you know, they don't trust you with money unless they feel that they can trust you. You feel me? You know, or you got to go through somebody. Like, for example, Will Smith, for example. If you're from Philly and you're trying to get in the game, then you would try to get through the Will Smith clique. You know what I mean? And like I said, like mentor, that code word, that word, you have to come through somebody. Or like I'm from Chicago, so a lot of Chicago people help each other. Michael Collier's from Chicago. A lot of people I did voiceover stuff with, they're from Chicago, so they looked out for me based on me being from Chicago. It's like that. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. And that's how I got some of the gigs I got, because hey, I'm cool as shit. Thank you. I'm very cool. But with the coolness was the fact that, oh, you from the Chi. You know our people. We peoples, right? Type of thing. And so again, that's same with sorority and fraternity shit. Same type of thinking. They feel like, well, we know you had to get hazed allegedly to get through, so we feel we could trust you to a certain degree. You know what I mean? So same thing. But back to this lady. Look at her eyes. Like, look at her.
And they will have their day, and we will all get justice.
You know Jay-Z?
I know him. In more ways than one. He the only thing I'm embarrassed about. He ain't nothing but shame.
Well, so you care to share something you feel like?
He ain't no different than Diddy.
Oh, yes. But have you and him?
He just do it different.
Have you and Jay-Z ever had a run-in?
I know what his hands feel like.
Gotcha.
In more ways than one.
Have you been in a party with Sean Carter? With Jigga?
I've done more than that. A lot more than
Anything else you want to talk about, Jag? Because silent seem like there's something there with you and Jay-Z, but you don't want to open up.
You don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I do. That's what I'm asking. I want to hear it. Huh?
You looking for a beef? Because anything I got to tell you is only going to make you mad.
All right, let me hear it. Let's go.
I know exactly how Cassie feels. I know exactly how long it took her to recover. Is that kicked me the same way he kicked her?
Oh my God.
Choked me the same way he choked. Did he choked her?
She's saying
They the
this
same
stuff.
person.
Literally.
He's abusive and he's cruel. And he stole. He tried to steal everything I love.
Really?
But what he done to free? That boy is his son. And he'd rather him die than anybody know. She can't even work. She gave birth to a blessing. And all it's done is cursed her. And they wonder why I had an abortion.
I just got paid $60,000 for my car crash from using this app.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you could see this, but
And like I said, if these things really happen, Jag needs to seek justice. That's it. And I told her that when she was on my channel, you need to seek justice if this actually happened to you. I don't see why she would run away from this or not want to confront the truth. Why would you not want to confront that? Why would you be worried about him sending you a lawsuit rather than you?
But I love how she trying to threaten people. Ain't nobody scared of you, Jag.
Okay, whatever. Who cares what you think? Moving on. Let's get on with this Jag situation. So Storm Monroe. I feel bad for Storm Monroe because he really did give Jag a platform to share her shit. And then he was riding with it too, you know what I'm saying? Because it, seemed believable, I guess, to a degree, But this is what happened. Check this out.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy AT2 here. And yeah, you can come on my show and get a little bit of everything, whether trending topics, politics, whatever you want, whatever you need, we gonna talk about it. If it's in my spirit, in my heart, we gonna say it. I got something to say about it. So yeah, that's how I am. But thank you, Storm, for officially inviting me on the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you, sir, the other day was talking to Jaguar Wright. You interviewed her, correct?
Yes. Well, okay. She basically came up to try to bully me. I wouldn't necessarily call it an interview.
Oh, she pulled up thinking she was going to run something, but the only thing she needs to run on is a treadmill. So tell me about that interaction with Jaguar Wright.
Yeah, so Jag, was in one of her moves because basically I was all like, oh, wait, you did say Jay-Z's name because there's been this controversy about whether or not she said Jay-Z did something to her, allegedly said, hey, B, you better sing or I'm going to get you.
Good night,
Or, do things to you. I'm trying to be within the realm of YouTube. And so now she's trying to go back on her word and said, I never said that. I said the name Trevor Green. I was all like, no, that sounds like Sean Carter. And I even replayed the clip and she's still denying it. And she was going back and forth and basically saying that I am victim shaming her.
Bye, Lilu Bell.
You're victim shaming her. Come on now.
And by the way, I said, if you're truly a victim, why are you not reporting this to the police or why are you not going to sue? You should be working with, the lawyers trying to get justice.
Absolutely.
I never said she was lying, but that's what she heard. Never said that.
And, she fails to realize that, like, what you say, you can be held accountable for. And, we all get up here. Look, anybody who, like, if you talk for a living, whatever you do, right? We all have put our foot in our mouths at one point. We all have gotten a little bit too much into whatever and be like, damn, what did I say? And then you play it back like, oh, damn, I said that. Like, oh, shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But you feel like maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yes, but something like SA is it's just something you shouldn't play with. So it's like you can't like how can you say, oh, I didn't mean to, or oh, ain't no misspeaking. Either it happened or it didn't, which now you're saying it didn't. So we have, let me look in the camera when I say this, we have single-handedly cleared Sean Carter's name when it comes to the allegations made from Jaguar Wright.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how angry she is right there.
I feel like that's her face a lot. Her face is stuck on that look. I've seen that look like plenty of times.
Me too.
And here's the thing. I when I see that face, I'm all like, oh, she getting ready to scream and yell. 2, she getting ready to lie again.
Yep, she getting ready to lie.
Damn.
Let me ask you this. When she got up there, when she hit the link and was trying to bully you, why do you think Jag thinks she can get away with that?
I think because I don't give her the same reaction like a lot of people give her. Like usually when she going at them, they'll start cussing, yelling at her back. I realized the game. And a lot of people are like, hey, T2, you need to stand up for yourself, blah, blah, blah. No. I realized the reason why she tries to yell and scream is because she wants to get me out of character. So then she can play the victim and be like, oh, see, AT2, he be doing that yelling and cussing. But no, I get why she's doing that. Because she wouldn't have clicked my link 7 different times within 1 week if she really had an issue with me.
That part.
It's all a game to them. And it's a sick game. It's basically, let me go ahead and try to disrupt your show and try to get some clout and attention and try to be like, see, I took down somebody in the troll farm because she believes we're all on this troll farm. First of all, I don't even like nature. I've never been on a farm before in my life. Go back and she had to get taken by the ambulance.
So let me ask you this at this point now, me and her on the outs, of course, I guess you and her on the outs. Do you really believe this lady is about to sue you?
No, I'm not even one bit afraid of getting a lawsuit. First of all, she doesn't have the money to. Second of all, she doesn't have a case. Like, what would her case be? Like, these are her actual words. I didn't do anything to, edit or, as she said, chop and screw the footage. Like, those are her words. Like, none of us made her say this. She's been saying all this stuff for years. And now that we've been able to go back and be like, well, you said this in the past. She doesn't like it because she forgets how many lies she tells.
Yes. She forgets how many lies she tells.
I As far
she
as
has
I know.
single-handedly now ruined her credibility, and now she's trying to do damage control. You know, she wants to throw you under the bus.
Sorry,
Me under the bus, and then she started bringing up Tasha K, and I'm like, I don't even talk to Tasha K. Like, what are you talking about? It saying AI, and I doctored it, ma'am. If I had it like that, I wouldn't be on this platform. I would be working for somebody's cyber security company.
Right, but that's the thing. She brings up Tasha K because she believes we're all being paid by Tasha K.
Oh God,
I ain't never got one penny from Tasha K. Like, I don't understand why she believes that. Again, we're a part of the troll farm, and she's trying to take all of us down. But is it possible that you've been running from platform to platform?
Sorry, y'all. This is my son. When they call on Facebook,
causing chaos, talking ish about people, and this is why you have all these problems with people. I don't think necessarily they're a part of a troll farm. I think they're calling you out on your BS because now that you have your light-skinned friends, you trying to rebrand yourself as somebody that you're not. You're not a truth teller. You've never been a truth teller. You've been a bullshit.
Oh, I want you to.
Damn. So he's saying ever since she became mainstream, she's trying to like change her image and come off like she's like the one, like the one you go to talk about that. Hey, what's up, Roses? How you doing? Roses Flower says, I can't believe the man on the right now doesn't stand with Miss Wright. This is so backstabbing and awful. Damn, you talking about AT2 or Storm Monroe? Because that really shocked me. Like, I didn't know all this was going on. Like, I just happened to click in and I saw this, and that's what made me go to the AT2 video. Storm was riding for her real hard. But then, I get it. That makes his credibility look bad. Like, when I looked in the comments in Storm Monroe's thing, people were kind of mad at him for having Jag on. But it's not his fault because they were like, you should have vetted her better and whoop-de-whoop. But that's like, come on now. Come on, man. I've been watching Jag for years, and I'm assuming Storm has too. But really, it's not his fault that this lady went on his platform and lied. You can't be mad at Storm, is how I feel about it. But you think it's backstabby? Tell me why you think it's backstabby. I want to know.
Say that again. Hold on.
Damn, now I gotta remember. So Jag, you've been going from platform to platform, trying to talk about you a truth teller and you tell the truth and you never lie. However, you're a bullshitter. That's what you are. I mean, it ain't nothing much more to say. She's a bullshitter.
She's a straight bullshitter. And the people were so mad at me when I said that her dude, her nigga, old nigga, oh dear, old nigga. I said that he needs to put his foot in her ass. He needs to be a man and tell her to sit down and get in the kitchen and cook. She shouldn't be online ruining her credibility like this.
Right. But how can you when literally the dookie is being left on Jag's strap every day? So,
you think she hit him with a strap?
Oh, see,
listen,
I don't care.
She into that.
I don't care.
Paris and Nicole are
See, they've been to the Diddy parties too, Paris and Nicole. I used to watch that. I don't know if y'all remember Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton had a show in the early 2000s. They used to hang out with Puffy all the time at them fucking Diddy parties. Did they get him?
She got the nerve to always be doing YouTube videos.
No, they got a new TV show.
And that water don't even gotta be. Listen, that water don't even be murky. It be muddy. That's how dirty.
But at least sometimes I look put together. I've never seen it. Well, I guess one time she did show us her little mohawk, her little hoe hawk, a stud hawk.
Right. I mean, she tries her best. I'll say this, but when you literally don't have any money, any currency, like, how are you going to be like? Ain't nobody doing. Haircuts is about like You're looking at
It's $70 here.
Like it's very expensive now. You know, I'm lucky I'm bald headed because if I wasn't, like shit, yeah, it's a lot of money now. So again, she ain't got no money, no currency, no nothing. So they all like, oh, bring your desperate ass over here. And they, you know, they just literally just take a little off the top. You know, I was on that fentanyl or something like that. If you want to come on and say that, okay, I'll be fine with that. But if you just gonna lie and BS, nah, I don't need it. I'm fine.
I don't blame you.
What about you? Would you ever have her back on?
I mean, maybe as a final goodbye. Possibly. But you know what? It's just like I'm over it. You know what I mean? Like 2-3 years ago, this was a huge deal, and 3 years ago, you know, when everything really first went down, it was like, oh my God,
right?
You're going, jag this, jag that.
Let me see. You're saying this woman, Miss Wright, has been in the industry for years. Can any of these men say they've had drinks with Prince? But then now we got to be like, did she really have drinks with Prince? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she really did have drinks with Prince. You know what I mean? I do know she really was with Cat Williams, you know, but Prince, I don't know. I'm not throwing her completely out the window. Like I said, I believe that I would say 75% of Jag's stories are real. That's what I would say. And I wouldn't disregard her at all. I think this Jay-Z thing is a bit stretched. But all that other shit, hell yeah, I believe what Jag is saying. And I know some people probably don't really understand, like, how can you still, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, I feel like when she hears these stories, she puts herself there or puts herself in the mix. But I just know a lot of the stuff she's talking about is true. Number one, she got the shit, a lot of it from my channel and other people's channels. Let's just say that. But also, she has been in some experiences. She has. She's an industry person. But she exaggerated with the Jay-Z thing. I think she was just putting 20 on 10. I think she was just putting too much on it. I think she was exaggerating for dramatic effect. I think she got caught up in the limelight a little bit and was feeling herself. But I still think she's amazing and dope in certain ways. I think she should just like chill out for a little bit. I really don't think it's a wise idea for Jay-Z to sue her. I think he should just go on and let that go. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like she's saying he did things to her that he didn't allegedly do, you know? So I get why Jay-Z would probably try to sue her, just to make her shut up and stop saying those things. I get that. But he's, again, a $2.2 billion man. Why you care what we talking about on these YouTube streets? We already know he's a freak. But maybe he thinks that maybe if people believe what Jag is saying, that'll affect his Super Bowl shit. I don't know. Good question. I don't know. She has worked with Jay-Z, Rose's Flowers says. She has worked with Jay-Z and has not been sued by Jay-Z or Beyonce. Well, I think you just tapped in Miss Rose's Flowers, but I had a news article that was saying that they are preparing to do so. Jay-Z is preparing to sue Jaguar Wright right now, as of yesterday. Danny says, I only watch Storm Show when Jag is on there. Again, Jag is entertaining as hell. Let's keep that a buck. I enjoy watching Jag tell her stories. She's like the great storyteller. And I would dare say she's a griot. I would say that. You know, I just think that she may have not been wise in regard to obsessing over talking about the Jay-Z part in regard to her. I think that's where she's messing up. I wish her well. That AI story ain't gonna happen. Like the youngsters say, I think she is crashing out a little bit. She needs counsel. I think she should call Michael Collier and talk to him and see what he says, because he's a good wise man. I like Michael Collier. Shout out Michael Collier. Matter of fact, go check his show out. And he has the Michael Collier morning show every morning, every single day, Monday through Friday on YouTube, Facebook. and go check him out. But I think she's coming off foolish right now, and there's no hiding that. You know what I would suggest if I were her PR person? I would say she should admit that she lied. She should be like, you know what? I did exaggerate, but then no, that would leave her for a lawsuit. If she admits it. She really put herself in a pickle right now, y'all. She really did. Rosa says J and B allegedly have committed heinous crimes. Yeah, man. Rosa's, we kind of went through all of that too. And I do believe that they have hitters, and I believe that they are dirty, nasty people. I really believe that. Beyonce, I'm not sure. Jay-Z for sure. Yeah. I don't know. But you know, I really do feel, I've heard these rumors, and this is all gossip, and this is a T entertainment, only for entertainment purposes channel. I do believe that he did keep her. I will speak for myself. I ain't gonna say what Jay-Z did to Beyonce. I'll put it like this. I understand that when you're with someone, especially if you're married to them, and if they want you to be under the influence, I'll put it like that. If like my ex, he liked to keep me smoking weed all the time. He liked to keep me high all the time, kept me calm and relaxed. But even when I would be like, I don't want to smoke, or I want to take a break, you know, he always made it a big deal. Like, he always tried to really keep me on that, because when I wasn't, he knew I probably would have got divorced sooner. You know, so the rumor was that allegedly he keeps her drunk, you know, keeps her on wine and, you know, hard liquor. And I think she even admitted she was smoking weed at some point. But they say he keeps her like that, keeps her on pills. I think Uncle Ron, remember the security dude who died in August that nobody knew he died until last month? Said that too. He was Beyonce's bodyguard. He said, and I do believe Uncle Ron, he said Jay-Z keeps her high and all the time on pills and shit. You know, but you know what? I've never been ridiculously famous. I don't understand the pressure of that. I would never judge Beyonce for that either, because she'd be under mad pressure. You know what I mean? You know, but then she put herself in that position, you know, by getting all her competition out the way. She got Blue Cantrell and who else? She tried to get Sierra out the way. She tried to, allegedly, you know, I don't know this, but that's what they say. Keisha Cole, whoever was trying to come out back then, she really blocked them.
Too good to go.
I know, son. It's still early. Chill out.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I know, son. Oh my God. Allegedly, like a lot of women, and she was trying to. They say she's the one that leaked Rihanna's album, and that's why Rihanna ain't coming out with no more albums. Really, you know what I'm saying? But when I think about all these chicks, how would you feel? Again, put yourself in someone else's shoes, right? They call that social intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence. If I were married to a very famous rapper exec or whatever, and all these hoes was coming around trying to fuck on my man, I probably sabotage them bitches' careers too. I'm gonna keep it a butt. I'm not gonna let you thrive and you fucking my man or trying to get up on my man. So I can understand where Beyonce coming from if that's what happened, allegedly. They hoes. All them chicks is hoes, and all they was trying to fuck on her man. And her man's a hoe. I even saw Storm wrote, he was telling this story about Beyonce and Jay-Z didn't even come to this one party together. Like, they came separately. He came arm in arm with Rihanna to the fucking party. And then the person was sitting at the table, Beyonce, and Beyonce was just crying her little eyes out, like sobbing, like, I can't believe, like hyperventilating, crying and shit. You know, and I think he did a lot of mind games like that on Beyonce just to put her in her quote unquote place. You know, Emily says, how does Jag have access to all this information? Hey, Emily. So earlier we were talking about how she would get things from other bloggers, other podcasters. Like, that's how I actually got connected with Jag. She was saying stuff that sounded very familiar from my channel when I did a thing on Nicki Minaj, which y'all can check out too, about prostitution rap. And it was like literally a lot of the shit I said. So when I was watching her on Night and Day Media, I just hit her up in the chat like, you know, hey, that shit sound mad familiar. And then she reached out to me and she was just like, hey, let's hit me up. So sometimes if you ever go look at her lives from Instagram or whatever, she would give me a shout out here and there when she was with Goomba. She'd be like, Tommy Cole show, or what up, Tommy Cole? You know, because I wanted to work with her. I wanted to be a part of her team. You know what I mean? But she just kind of got out of control with the exaggerated story about Jay-Z in regard to her. I ain't gonna say she lying about nothing else though. I think she telling the absolute truth about the motherfuckers. What has Jag lied about? She claims, Roses, that I just showed this guy, the guy on the right, his name AT2. She came on his channel and she was saying Jay-Z N-worded her, or no, R-worded her, raped her, and got her pregnant and whoop-de-whoop. She said all this stuff. And it's been proven though, she ain't never see Jay-Z after they did the MTV live together. You know what I mean? Like, well, she could have any man she wants. True, Danny. I wish, but look, check this out. Now that it's coming out that Diddy was running the whole fucking industry, right? Hip hop. Beyonce probably didn't want to be in a position where her music might get blocked. I mean, I think she definitely was on some opportunist shit. Remember, Beyonce was not that large back then. Puffy was the man. And then Jay-Z wasn't even that large that when Puffy was big. Like Puffy's Jay-Z big homie. I'll put it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Puffy has been in the mix really since the early 90s. Jay-Z didn't really become that dude until he pushed Foxy Brown and the what's them called? The Firm. Remember them and all his Philly homies, you know? In the late 90s when Dame Dash and him did the Rockefeller shit. Then they started doing a little blow up, Big Pimpin' with UGK and all that. You know what I mean? Puffy was already the dude though. And then Jay-Z became an exec at Def Jam in like the early 2000s or whatever. You know, but Beyonce probably, they might have put it like, hey, we ain't gonna push your music, or if you want to go to the next level, you got to get with us. You know what I mean? Carrie Hilson, that's the name I was thinking about. You know, they sabotaged a lot of people. I remember hearing about that. And they really was trying to sabotage Nicki Minaj, but Nicki's barbs ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? Nicki's people are mad loyal. She got loyal fans. Like fuck you. We love Nicki. You know what I'm saying? But they would have, just like Nicki, I feel, sabotaged Lil' Kim. I think Nicki and Lil' Kim, they at first was gonna work to, yeah, she could do so much better. I promise you. Beyonce always had like this innocent energy to her, you know. But yeah, it blew my mind that he cheated on her too. But you know, they say one man's pretty woman is another man's headache. Like they used to say that. They say, show me a beautiful woman and I'll show you a man who's tired of her. That's an old saying. So, you know, yeah, I'm glad you popped in. I'm thankful for all of you guys who've tapped in. I really appreciate that. Rosa says, how does anyone know that Jay-Z didn't see Jag? You know what? We really don't know that. And we really don't know that. We're really quick to say Jag is lying. But again, like just like with the supposed 13-year-old accuser, I'm not quick to jump and say she lying. Just because she don't remember every fucking detail. She was allegedly 13. And she was supposedly buzzed or drunk or something, right? But there are some things that just don't make sense to me, okay? Like if you drive 5 hours, if I'm your homegirl and I'll drive you 5 hours down to a party, nigga, I'm going to the party too. I'm not just dropping you off. I'm going to the motherfucking party. I'm not doing 5 hours and then driving 5 hours back. That ain't happening. That's like me driving from Shreveport to New Orleans. That's 5 hours. I'm not doing that. I'm going to spend the night in New Orleans. And then I'm going to come to Shreveport. Or I'm rolling to the party with you. And allegedly, she claims she has autism. I've taught children with autism for years. And they're very much protective of their children. Like, they don't just be letting their kids run the streets. Especially at 13. They don't even let them go to my fucking grocery store by themselves. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, every parent I've known who has a child with autism especially as a child, a 13-year-old. Man, they're not even letting them go play in the park by themselves, let alone run across 5 hours. Now, of course, they're saying, well, she snuck out or her parents didn't know or whatever. And another thing, if she was at a party that was like exclusive for celebrities and all that shit, I don't know if you ever been in no motherfucking celebrity neighborhood. They ain't got gas stations popping off like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just don't have gas stations in neighborhoods like that. I've been there. I've been to these nice type of neighborhoods. I've been to Bel Air and Beverly Hills, and it's very far. They think it's tacky to have gas stations in their communities. So if she was really in some type of community, I ain't saying that she's saying it. And then the dad is claiming he don't remember anything. He is like, I don't remember. No. You know what? I said I was going to do that on another podcast. Let me just show y'all the video, because then I just won't do the podcast later because my son is sweating me because I'm supposed to take him to go get these donuts from Krispy Kreme. So let's check this out real quick, and then we're going to wrap that up real quick. What up, baby Juju? What up? Yo, please donate to the Cash App. If you're having an entertaining evening, just maybe $1, $2 maybe, you know what I'm saying? It really does make a difference to this production. It really does. You're right though, Roses. I see, I'm always open to the opposite perspective. Just because people don't remember certain things doesn't mean it didn't happen. Or with Jag, it's just seeming like her story just got more detailed and more detailed the longer time has gone on. And I just don't know if I could just roll with that. I do believe what she said about Common. I do believe what she said about Talib Kweli. I'll roll with that. But I'm not going to say Jay-Z didn't do nothing. But I lean towards thinking they only knew each other, acquainted with each other from the from that Song Cry performance. That's really, I'm leaning toward that though. She got pregnant and didn't want a devil's baby. Yeah, I don't know about that, Diane. I just don't know. Rosa says that's not enough to discredit Jaguar, in my opinion. Supposedly Jaguar is teaming up with Busby. You know what? God bless her. And if they really do find out that Jay-Z had something to do with her son's murder, ooh, 2025 is gonna be crazy. Hey y'all, did y'all know Cat Williams is coming back on Club Shay Shay? Did y'all know that? He coming back in January. Emily Scherer says, I almost feel like Jay-Z groomed Beyonce because they started dating when she was super young. That's sus too. They met when she was 16 and started dating when she was 19. You know what? I roll with that too, Emily, because there are several outlets that say, and even Jay-Z said, I've seen her around, I would see her at different events and whoop-de-whoop. Beyonce claims we met when I was 18 and we started dating when I was 19. I don't believe that. And then if you really check the timeline, if she was 18 and she started dating Jay-Z, that means Aaliyah was 20. That means he was dating Aaliyah and Beyonce at the same time. And they just not talking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's grimy as fuck. It's grimy. And Rihanna, she was only 15 when she came to the States. She was 16 when she signed, though. Let's check this out. Oh, all rights reserved. This is NBC News. NBC News. Hey, this is for entertainment and educational purposes. Please don't sweat me, NBC. Yeah. All right, so let's check this out. Hold up. Have y'all seen?
And be a voice for yourself. You should never.
Here we go.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, you know, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of, you know, being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strongly worded statement from Jay-Z. What else are you hearing from him and his team?
Yes, so his attorney said that they're going to ask the court to, quote, dismiss this frivolous case. And also moments ago, we heard from Diddy's legal team, and I want to read you some of what they said. They said, quote, this is the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab. And remember, he remains behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and his criminal trial begins in May.
All right, very thorough reporting there. Chloe, thank you so much for that.
So my thing is about the logic of it, though. My thing is the logic. Like, okay, so if I can't tell you where I was 20 years ago, that's what I'm saying. Like 24 years ago, you don't necessarily, remember. The father has a lot going on. That's what I was saying. What does that mean? Does he have a medical issue that could affect his memory? I mean, if she's 38, I'm going to assume the pops may be at least 60. You know what I'm saying? And But think about this, okay? How long was she at the party? You know what I mean? When did she get to the party, right? So that means that if Pops drove down 5 hours, wouldn't he remember doing so? He may not, though. Drove 5 hours, so that means what? He picked her up like what? Dawn in the morning, 6 in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning. He didn't ask his daughter what was up. She didn't ask no questions. Why was you 5 hours from the house and you're 13 and you have autism? That kind of shit don't add up to me. You know what I'm saying? That don't add up to me. That's not logic to me. Like, if you think logically, like, I didn't know they was 5 hours from New York. You know what I'm saying? Drove 5 hours and then Pops just drive 5 hours and he just drive 5 hours back. That's a lot. And I know because I live like, let me see, I live 5-6 hours from Phoenix, Arizona, right? So if I'm driving, I'm getting a nap in, I'm pulling over. I don't know. I don't know. It just, all of it don't make sense, but I don't think she's necessarily lying either. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. I don't know. But that's why I'm glad y'all tapped in so we could just see what's going on. That's why I think she might be a plant to make the Busby look bad type thing. You feel me? Like, something ain't right. And I know Jay-Z is very clever and he chess playing, and that's a chess move to me, to put a pawn out there to muddy up the water. You know what I'm saying? Just throw that out there for speculation. Jay-Z could have brought this claim in to make Busby look bad. Have y'all thought about that? You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. Yeah, who is the female celebrity? Name her already. Like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I can't tell you. 20 years ago, this whole interview just didn't feel right to me. I'm with you on that. You know what I mean? It's weird. Sounds like a runaway. You in Phoenix, Bomber Leg? What up, Bomber Leg? But yeah, man, it's all weird. It's all gonna come out though, because I really believe that this is the year of truth. I think even in our lives, like in my life or your lives, if you could just really think about 2024 and reflect. I'm gonna do a reflection podcast where we just, how's this year been for you? Like, I will tell you a lot of stuff that I had to deal with was from my choices from the past. You know what I mean? This year was very much a trial. It was very trying for me. I believe 2025 would be way more about success, good energy, positive vibes, and all that good stuff. 2024 was rough, y'all. It's beautiful, but it was rough. You know what I mean? And I believe that, truth will prevail. I personally felt like Snoop, hello. I felt like Diddy, Puffy, snitched on Jay-Z. I feel like he telling on everybody. I think that's what's going on. Personally, I think Puffy, he probably is hurt that Jay-Z ain't even reached out to him or nothing. And I believe that, he telling. He's like, hey, when I was fucking the bitch, he was fucking the bitch. We did a train. I think he's been telling all that tea. Like, I think he been like, we both ways. You see Puff, you see Jay-Z? Jay-Z, he was always there with me, riding the ride. Ghost ride the whip. Whoop, whoop. He says, I think they're setting the stage for other victims to come forward. You think it's a smear campaign on Jay-Z, on Beyonce, on Diddy, on all of them? I think they're saying, I think they're going to have more. I think Busby is more clever than the people are giving him credit for. Emily says, I mean, the woman went through great lengths to stay anonymous, so why the hell would she go on national news? Because, Emily, when they went to court, Jay-Z said he demanded that the woman bring her name forth. Her name is out there now, too, I think, as of yesterday. I just didn't get that clip, but they actually put her name out there. But they're not making all these John Does bring their names out. So why are you doing that to her? You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. This whole thing's pissing me off. I guess I should have put a trigger warning up here for those who may have been sexually assaulted in their lives. My bad. I've been there too. I've been sexually assaulted before as well. But, and it's not an easy thing to come forward about. So that's why I'm saying either Jay-Z planted this story, this girl, to make Busby look bad, like enemy behind enemy lines, you know what I'm saying, Stylee? or this chick really just may not remember all the details, and that's okay if you don't remember if Madden was there, you know, the whatever fuck tattoo they was talking about. She ain't gonna remember every goddamn detail. The shit was 24 years ago, and she was a teenager. She was in 8th grade. Like, come on. Do you remember fucking 8th grade? God damn, I remember 8th grade. I used to eat pickles, and I used to spill them in my backpack all the time. Yeah, I remember that. You know what I'm saying? You don't remember all this other shit. Let's see. Here we go. He's not going down for sure by himself. I think it's a last big deception. I think they also just want to get rid of hip hop, like corporate hip hop. You know how like they transferred from rhythm and blues to soul, and then it was like rock, and then it was like all this heavy metal, beautiful rock music for the 80s. And they was all on that devil worship shit too. Remember that? They had all those rockers getting into makeup and long hair and devil worshiping and cocaine and all that. And then they cut that off, and then they put hip hop for it, right? Then there was the grunge shit. They got rid of the grunge shit, got rid of Kurt Cobain and all this, right? So to me, it's like they're just going to try to cut off hip hop, but you can't cut off hip hop. Like hip hop is a part of our. It's bigger than music, you know. It's bigger than hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I know you heard that before. It's bigger than that. You know, even Jay-Z signed Dead Prez and then didn't do nothing with them. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Don't ever sign with Jay-Z because he'll just shelve you because you're competition. That's how I'm looking at it. Did you hear the jailhouse phone calls between Jay and Diddy? Was there a jailhouse call between Jay and Diddy? I'm not knowing about that. I just remember Diddy talking to his son, talking about, did you hear from Jay? And the kid was like, no. That's what I remember. Damn. Danny says, yep. Miss Wilson says, Danny, yep, I live in Houston and watched Tony Busby take Deshaun Watson down. I heard about that. And they said that was shady. What's on those tapes? Sex. Lots of group sex. Lots of homosexual sex. Lots of sex with people you wouldn't think they're having sex with. That's the big deal. Everybody's scared. Their pure little images are going to be all fucked up if we see their little bony ass or their wrinkly ass or their short ass dick. You know, they're worried about that. So they're like running like roaches. You're in Arizona too? Wow. Cool, man. Cool. They have the bomb food in Phoenix and Tempe. Let's see. Emily says Diddy's problem started with a civil lawsuit and then it turned criminal. So are they doing the same to Jay? Well, that's what he wrote. Jay-Z was like, well, if you really think all this popped off, why don't y'all do a criminal case? Well, he better be careful what he asked for, too. And 411 says, I just don't even get why we're talking about the civil case because we're dealing with the criminal case right now. The civil cases have nothing to do with right now. Exactly. I think they're going to, what'd you say? I think they're going to replace hip-hop with Afrobeat. I will never, ever, 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 ever like Afrobeat. So I'm not falling for it. They all sound the fucking same. Make me sweat, make me wanna. I will never, it can never replace hip hop. Okay, I may sound like a snob, but no music from some other country. Well, let me not say that because I really was into British pop in the 80s. But then again, when you see who produced it, was Black Americans who produced British pop and R&B in the 80s. It was the dude from Chic. What was his name? He produced most of that David Bowie and all that shit I liked. You know, what was his name? Hold up. Nile Rodgers, come to find out. All that Tears for Fears, all that shit I like, all that country club. What's his name? Boy George, all that shit, George Michael, all that shit. Black American producers. So I'm really not feeling like I'm not gonna ever really get into Afrobeat. Sorry for anybody who's offended. I would never. It will never replace hip hop. And let me just tell you, I'm from the underground hip hop, and that ain't going nowhere. They've tried to crash our clubs and break us down and harass the rappers and shit in LA too. But it's in us. It's in our blood, man. It's in our energy. As long as there's a drum, you're not getting rid of nothing. So that's that. Like, you just Afrobeat ain't happening. Sorry. Excuse me. I've been SA2 and I blocked a lot of it. Yeah, me too. And I didn't tell my friends. I never told my mama. I never told people. So I get it. I didn't go telling my mother that I was raped or nothing. I didn't tell her. Did you hear the jailhouse phone calls? But no, I never heard that. I didn't even know they had that. Let's see. Their corporate rap. Yeah, that's their corporate mascots. Yeah. I think it's called. You know what the purpose of the rap in the 90s after they sabotaged it was? It was to get all these black men on some jail shit. When Bill Clinton went into being president and shit, it was really all about promoting prison thought, like being a thug. Like Tupac helped push that bullshit out there too. So did Snoop. Being a gangster and a thug. Like, so a lot of youngsters thought that was the way to go for some dumbass reason. It's really dumb. I used to tell I've been teaching for a long time. So I used to tell my little students back in the late, like 99, 2000, I'd tell them it's a uniform, it's saggy pants. It gives them a reason to harass you. They're trying to lock as many black men as up. And it's like a Pied Piper syndrome. You get everybody thinking being a criminal or gangbanger is the way to go, and dummies will do it. Survival of the fittest and the privatization of the prisons. Yeah, I heard Bob Barker had owned a prison. Janet Jackson had money in prisons. A lot of these celebrities did invest in private prisons and shit. And they was trying to get as many people up in that bitch as possible. So I remember when Coolio used to take me up to Def Jam West. I've heard them little them stories, They purposely they wouldn't find a rapper at the club. They find a rapper from the prison, and then they would sign them for a little bullshit money and make them famous. So that's why you're seeing most of these rappers of late have all been criminals, and even Jay-Z is a criminal. Like, the nigga used to sell dope, allegedly. So he's criminal minded, that's a lot of them. It ain't by accident the music changed. It ain't by accident KRS-One and X-Clan and Poor Righteous Teachers and all these other people, Boogie Monsters, and they didn't get no love. Public Enemy, I could go on, and Kool Moe Dee, I could keep going. All of a sudden all these rappers got cut off, and then it's a bitch is a bitch. You know what I mean? I always tell this story, like, I never ever thought about smoking weed until 1994, when that summer Endo Smoke, The Chronic, and what else came out? The Chronic was Dr. Dre's album. Endo Smoke was a song. I got 5 on it. All these weed ass fucking songs came out. Then I wanted to smoke weed. You feel me? You hear what I'm telling you? So it was a psychological operation, game. Like, they gave our parents crack and they gave us hip hop. And now our kids, they gave the LGBTQ. You feel me? Like, it's all a hypnotism though. All right. Reggae go to. I like reggae though, because it had messages, Ann says, when they did the raid, they found guns were shaved off, serial numbers. That alone hold time in federal prison. That alone can hold time in prison. Yeah, we'll see what happens. That Sony rep that came on my show, she basically was like, Puffy ain't gonna be in jail. Puffy gonna be out. Like, they really believe Puffy's not gonna get locked up. So we'll see what happens, Rosa says, did you hear about the NFL or basketball player who saw a bear at the party with youngsters? That was the NFL dude. That was the dude that used to live with Jay-Z. They say that him and Jay-Z was lovers, allegedly. They say they was boyfriends. I don't know. That's alleged. That's gangster rap, not hip-hop. Yes, thank you, Bomber. Thank you for knowing. I just generally use that terminology, but yes, sir, that's right. That's rap, not hip-hop. But yeah, they got their people out of prison. I think Candace Owens said it like a couple weeks or a week ago on Twitter. She was saying, she's revealing the fact, but I already knew this, that, they purposely made these criminals famous, and they didn't have to give them a lot of money either and keep them on dope. Just get them chains and a house and a car and some money in their pocket, get rid of their criminal record, or get them out of jail, get them out of prison. And then they pushed prison fashion, right? The saggy pants was in for about 15 years or something stupid. I think some people still wearing the saggy ass pants. I think they're just going to phase out the drill rap. I think it already has been phased out, and they had a lot of. Did you know there was like 200 young rappers a year for 2020 and 2021? I did a podcast on it. 200 rappers were murdered that year. In 2021, 200 rappers who did drill rap specifically were murdered too, but just alleged, just, gang shit. The sandals are called Bob Barker's. Yeah. So I think we're dehypnotized now. Now everyone on fentanyl got to get the most high and try to meet Jim. Michelle talked about gangster rap in her music. Michelle, I'm not sure if that's what you meant, but yeah, man, it's just grimy shit, and politics are dirty. That's why I pulled out. I used to think I was gonna be a congresswoman or a senator or something, because I was student body president in high school twice. But once I realized how filthy it is, I didn't want to do it. So that's it for tonight. I am so happy and thankful for all of you guys that clicked in. I really hope you would consider donating maybe $1. Everything counts. I'm a lowly teacher. I'm a teacher. I don't get paid much at all. I'm struggling. I really am. But I'm okay. And I don't do this for the money. But if you'd like to be reciprocal and put some synergy out there, reciprocity is good. I give thanks for that. And I appreciate you tuning in. And I hope you take time to check out my other stuff. I also have a web series. Yeah, I have a web series. I heard it pissed off Kamala Harris. Yeah, I have a web series. It's called Koala Harris VP 2020. And I heard she was pissed about it. How do I know? Because Michael Collier was friends with her, and he told me she was not pleased. But I'm not like dissing her. I'm not dissing her. I'm just clowning. I'm just doing parody. It's a mockumentary series. If you like The Office, The Office, that TV show, then you'll like my show. You'll like my mockumentary web series. So if you scroll on my channel and scroll down, you'll see it'll say Koala Harris. My premise is this. So, okay, so she's half Indian, half Jamaican, right? So I play on all the premises of that and how she would pander to Black people. And also, yeah, that's basically it. So I play off that. Like, okay, so for example, when you run for president or vice president, they traditionally make you have lunch or eat with the average American, right? So when she was running for vice president, she had made cookies with the this little blonde girl from Idaho, right? Middle America. And then she had made Indian food or ate Indian food with Mindy Kaling from The Office, the Indian actress. But she ain't do nothing with Black people. So then the first episode of my web series is Koala has lunch with the average Black American. So she comes to the hood and she has lunch with the average, and on and on. So, and a lot of the stuff that I say in the web series is stuff she has actually said in her interviews. I just put it in context of my comedy. So if you want some comedy, if you can deal with some, low budgeted / no budget comedy, they're short. So the first episode is like 7 minutes. I think my longest episode is like 12 minutes. You can deal with it. Go check it out. Koala Harris for VP. Yes, that's how I talk. When I do her like half drunk. Not drunk, but like buzzed. We are in denial of these stars. We don't want to. There's, unfortunately, role models of a sort. That's my only reason for talking about them, because they are role models. And, if people ain't never seen a Black person before, they see us on videos, they see our music, they see us in movies. And it's so important, how we represent ourselves. And that's been my whole point since 1994, when I first started talking about this shit, when I saw what was up, when I went to Def Jam West in LA and I saw the game. Okay. And even with Nate Dogg, like I'd had a conversation with Nate Dogg before, and he was talking about how, they were trying to go to Europe. They were trying to go do a tour, and he had all these criminal records. He had all these things that the record company had to clean up so he could get his passport. And they purposely pick people like that. You know what I mean? No shade to Nate Dogg. Rest in peace, You hate my Cash App is Tamiko Show TV. And if you feel so inclined, God bless you. And you're going to be entertained. I have so much and so many interviews with West Coast artists who were famous in the 90s. If you go to the area on YouTube that says podcasts or something like that, or just scroll on where it says videos on my channel, scroll down. Okay, you'll see I have interviewed so many, not even interview. I call it podcast because we're actually exchanging information. And it's people I already knew, like Raz Kaz and who else? So many people. J. Rowe from the Alcoholics, my ex-husband, Volume 10. A lot of people. I've done like a lot. Michael Collier, Shang, the comedian. Just click on there and you'll see all of those interviews. And I'm still doing those. I'm still doing podcasts. Tomorrow I'm coming on live around 1:30 in the afternoon. If you're around, my boy Musa Bakir is going to be my guest co-host. Again, his father is the one who wrote South Central, the movie. Donald Bakir is his father. But Musa is funny. He has this real issue with Kendrick Lamar. So we're going to get into that and have some fun with his issue with Kendrick. And I was going to do another podcast tonight. I might, about Drake and that whole, they think he has something to do with XXXTentacion's murder, whatever. I might do it tonight. I might just wait till the morning. But that's what's up. Kamala's father's allegedly a white Irish man that owned black slaves. Did they have slaves in the 60s and 70s? I don't know. I know her father was Jamaican. I've seen pictures of her father. He looked mixed. He looked like a black man. She had edges. So see, that's part of the jokes. That's so in my episode. Okay, if you watch at least one episode, go to the one that says Koala's Thanksgiving special, because that's where I do that whole, I do have edges. I talk about that. Like when I look at Kamala, she black to me, period. Okay. I don't see no East Indian in her personally. And I was like, she got edges. Like if you got edges, you black. That's that. But that's so contrary and contrived to me, like to even be stuck on her nationality or whatever like that. To me, like, what are her policies? Like, what is she talking about? Like, is she good for the country? That's what I want to know. Like, that's what I want to know. So I wasn't stuck on, I just made fun of a lot of shit, but I wasn't trying to diss her. But I was just trying to make us think. I'm just trying to make you think. So on that note, definitely check out. I have a lot of content that I would love for you to take a notice of. And I'm also a MC, poet, and I'm going to close out with one of my songs that I usually close out with on here. And I hope that you enjoy it. All right. And let me go on and get this popping. And have a good evening, everybody. Hopefully you come back to see me later tonight or tomorrow for sure. Okay. All right. Let me go on and play my SZA. And I made my own music video. Don't be trying to be funny or clown me. It's called Flow. This is Flow, a poem by Watts, 1965. Black Violet Beats, Planet LA, Active Music Works. Expectation called it suffering. Living life of mystery, separated. Confusion, illusions outside my eyes. Standing on your inside door, so private. The mind becomes numb, mentality's dumb. Knowledge of self is the beginning of wisdom. Knowledge of self is the beginning of wisdom.
Close your eyes, see a little clearer. Living off a perch never made you search. So more in life for a better kind of meaning than dreaming while living in a nightmare. I spare while counting eggs, hatched shoulda woulda becomes a deliberate mantra. Substantial consequences, thinking of possibilities like survival through false realities. Slanging the ills in palms of babies. Mentally ill public school training. Shit we already know, but being loud we just know. So being a stranger to yourself, how can you knock off the remnants of slave help? What makes me so notorious? Do we even know what's all the fuss? Impose amnesia, we urge the trust, like undeveloped Negroes in us. Danger makes hearts combust. Those who know sit back nonplussed. That planetary dots must realign to define time's rushed.
Okay, I'm probably gonna play one more. So that's my song called Flow. If you didn't know, my rhyme name is Watts 1965. Sometimes, like for certain things. Let me see if I can play another song. Yeah. That's what I do. I do music, but what else? Let me see. What song should I play? Ooh, Sandra Bland. Let's do that. All right. So y'all remember when Sandra Bland, rest in peace, was allegedly murdered, allegedly hung herself, allegedly. Thank you for that. So I wrote a song. I was really sad about that. This will be it. And then we're gonna get out of here. All right.
Sandra Day, Sandra Night, Sandra Bland, Sandra Fight. We work hard to see the light. No motivations, but still we right. I swear anybody who don't seem to care, beware power touch can be got anywhere. Just cause justice evades the ruckus, don't mean forever that pain erupts us. Time is the #1 juror. Die Führer will catch hellfire, Liberer. No worries, no flurries, unrest in my chest. The sound of a moon clip will suppress. There will be no more success. Demons, you harm the head of my least little ones. The sun will find you and melt your soul till done. Not from the head of my chinny chin chin does the harm ones begin to get in. But sin within can implode the low. And you froze in time. Remember these cold ones, but I stand as 10,000. I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. I'm as one, but I stand as 10,000. Balance is harder to reach when there's 3 rows. The middle one will lead to self-control. Balance is harder to reach when there's 3 rows. The middle one will lead to self-control. Balance is harder to reach when there's 3 rows. The middle one will lead to self-control. Balance is harder to reach when there's 3 rows. The middle one will lead to self-control. Balance is harder to reach when there's 3 rows. The middle one will lead to self-control. Balance is harder to reach when there's 3 rows. The middle one will lead to self-control.
Oh, this is a song I did with my ex-husband. Volume 10.
The second in my stomach. The well gon' run it, the vomit, the no atomic, the is limit, the world alignment with no violence to stay silent unless you want violence. The racket silence, the profiles, the smiling in my fucking face, the protectors, the ones that let us. Give me a million witches, black queens, Elohims, witch doctors, the guys live proper. I ain't got the flag picture, the full picture in this bitch, the relevant, the real relevant. Switch to long list, the pulpits, the death wishes, the fuck snitches and hoes. The I slept as they rose, the treachery girls. Nitro set flame to the barrels. Like a Latin in the flesh, I'm a honcho. I'm Dr. Octagon, plus the mask. Oh, there's nothing more you can do to me. You open my eyes, no surprise. I'm heavenly torn by the blood and the eyes on me. No, get around this, getting around this. Heavenly.
Hatshepsut, call falling on the shep, nepnut, clanging on the metal, mental left hooks, peppering all the meteoric metric batones. The bones wise, W thrown as a blast of clowns. Grabbing on the oblong long noise, eye boys, info, and 4 lymph nodes and more. Water doesn't have a choice in the matter no more. I said water doesn't have a choice no more. What are you waiting for? Stars are full form, time and effort the norm. Hospital harm, big farm, baffles that folks tackle with separating what is known from what is shown. Mind blow, trigger your zone and watch your tone. Long gone, I click long on a job on a pity pat to all natural law. Sit and clip and clap, then spin to attack the even the wrong. Do this, then it's gone, they life song.
There's nothing more you can do to me. You open my eyes, no surprise. I'm heavenly torn by the blood in the eyes on me. No, you get around this, getting around this. Los Angeles, the port of men, then lightning.
With irresistibly smooth melting chocolate in every Lindor, you can.
Okay, so this is the last song. It's called This That. I did this song with my ex-husband, Volume 10, and this brother named St. Louis Gabor recently. And thank you for that compliment. That's me. All of it's me. Yes. The Erykah Badu. Okay. It's funny because my baby daddy, my ex, not Volume 10, but my ex before him, he went to Grambling with Erykah Badu. And that's funny. They're very close friends. So yeah, this is me, and you see it says featuring Tamiko on Volume 10. That's what I'm saying. I'm part of the underground hip hop of LA. We have a big show coming up on the 29th called the Project Blowed Anniversary Show. If you're in LA, come through December 29th at Los Globos. I think it starts at like 8. Come through. I'm not gonna play the whole song.
This, that, unbar, Shirley Chisholm style stuff. Tough but soft to just jump off into a meditative mindset. Not to neglect any rhyme set, potential to post in your knob neck. I connect into your brain frame, check, I'll sweat your neck. Don't you fret in any old time, I said it's best. Don't forget that I slap the back, self-defense, invest. Ignorance and belligerence, can't stand incense. For instance, my stance to stand grand makes my fist pump hard, pull cards on land. List twist but not belong, Volume 10, my man. We develop a plan to stand, this song intense. Let alone this business, nothing but ridiculousness. Realize and provide this for prudence. Keep capturing this. No risk. Tamiko, watch 1965. Kiss, 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 kiss.
Okay, that's all I'm playing on that. You can go check that song out, though. I am not going to get monetized because I played too many clips from NBC and all that. I'm not getting no dough for this. So if you guys do Cash App, I would very, very much thank you for that. But anyway, yeah, that's just me showing you some of stuff I do. If you like to go check it out, just, type in the name of my name and the song and, come check me out, man. I'm thankful for those of you who have subscribed. I'm thankful for those who click like, and whoever sent any Cash App, God bless you. Thank you. I'm out of here though. I got to go. But I'll be back either later tonight or definitely tomorrow. All right. Check out my other stuff though, y'all, for real. All right. Thank you. Peace.